anything else I can do what I needed this turn. I might borrow a point from next turn if that's okay, especially if we're only having one round of Legends.
Sure, yeah.
Wait,
Are we
are
only having one round?
Depends what people want.
Okay, because I think I'm going to need two.
Yeah, we're in part 3, right?
Yes.
All right.
No more free
Are you ready,
cataclysms.
John? If people aren't ready, that's fine.
What was I doing? Oh, I was
You're
printing those.
I never spent my catastrophes.
Too bad.
Only use one.
Oh, you can still use your catastrophes as long as they don't wreck. You can't use your cataclysm, but you can still use your catastrophes as long as you don't wreck someone else's.
Yeah.
I wish I had saved my catastrophes. One of them.
Actually, you should use your catastrophe on the very last round.
Yeah.
What was your starting city? Oh yeah, died. Oh,
Yeah, you
darn.
might want to use them earlier rather than later.
play.
No, Brian already won.
At this point, I mostly have constructive things in mind, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to use them.
I don't have anything.
Well, he
to hold
spent
on.
like 3 years winning it. I think he deserves the cup.
Okay, you can go ahead. I'm just printing.
Alrighty. So I'm going to create, of all things, surprise, surprise, the Dark Elves as a sub-race. When Valvania fall deep into the Underdark, I said I was going to do it, and I have not done it. The ritual did something to many of the High Elves in Valvania as it fell. They were trying to kill all the humans, but instead it actually burned their skin to crisp. Many of them just died and turned to ash. Some, however, didn't. And after the horrible wounds healed over, their skin was black. And they became the Drow.
And it affected their genes.
Yes. Yes, it did. Some have, and that is curious. One might wonder why. Some have glowing elven runes in their skins. Those tend to be spellcaster types.
You can see them coming in the dark.
Yes.
They'll probably cover them up.
And also their society in the chaos develops into something kind of a little weird. Well, they become, first off, they're ruthless maybe, to make them one stage evil.
Thank you.
And anyone can take a position. Like, if you want to become the Minister of Finance, if you kill the Minister of Finance and you manage to hold on to that position for like a week, then you are the new Minister of Finance. Mind you, that's really tough to hold on to it for a while. They do have laws and stuff like that, but anything you do, like if they don't catch you before you kill the Minister of Finance, all those things, all those rules you broke are forgiven.
The statute of limitations are a week. That's good.
The judge of the change.
Sorry, it's hurting. If it's not, it hurts my neck to turn so far.
John,
It's
you're
not,
kind of grounding them over there. Why don't you just rotate?
well, why is it different than usual? Like usually
Why
this
don't you
doesn't
flip
happen.
them this time? Just rotate your
He's got a tail that can't stop it.
Well, okay. Well, why didn't this happen last time? I'm just
It's on the other side of the table. It doesn't count.
Second rule.
John, you could always move that.
There, it's sterile.
I will. I gotta get this done.
If I push this up, I guess I can move all these up.
Poison, floor poisoned raspberries.
Sorry, it disrupted someone.
Okay. So you have that week. The thing is that even though it sounds like that'd be absolute chaos, but there tends to be a fairly tight network of alliances and stuff like that. So it takes a lot of politicking. It takes a lot of devious daring do in order to pull this off. But theoretically, anyone can rise to any position. So that's a part of the society. And also, even outsiders at times can become different people. Even they can rule all of them. And they worship Vera Veray, the queen that died, as a goddess. Oh, and that's right. And then I'm creating the Grey Elves at the same time. The Grey Elves are, most High Elves are dead at this point, or hiding here or fled across the sea. The Spellblades actually figure out, as the surviving Spellblades from Belvania, when they flee, they did figure out something because of the ritual. They figure out a way to permanently remove the corruption from the bones of the earth from elves. And it's this process where you, basically, they do a ritual where you hold this orb. And it tends to leave at least the elves gray, grayish in skin tone afterwards. But then they are now a pure race. That there's no more corruption. This thing that's been plaguing them since they've landed here is gone. But it tends to have that effect. Now there are a rare few, however, that go through the ritual, and they're still vials, and they look like perfectly normal and all that. Nobody really knows why. Some people say that they're pure. Other people say that because the spellblades are the ones administering the earth, and more often than not, a high elf was someone that was a spellblade, that perhaps there was corruption involved. It's just like, yeah, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Yeah, you've been purified, sir. And the main thing with the Grey Elves is that they don't have nearly the long life that the High Elves do. They have a shorter lifespan. They tend to be a little bit more robust because of that. But yeah, those are the two races. And the Grey Elves live over in Valneva. So the Spellblade city over there. It's right over there. It's right next to the. They're the ones that have.
Where?
All right.
Jonathan,
Sorry,
put
but-
this over by
sorry.
you somewhere.
Alrighty. Let me see.
Where did that
Tell me, I can't remember.
Wait, and the Grey Elves are no longer subject to the Elf Spank rule,
Here it is.
right?
Well, I guess we usually have 3 tables.
What about the
Yeah,
ones
sorry, I don't know why
that
I just lost it.
didn't turn?
Must have been something different I did.
Spank the Elves rule?
I don't
Remember, it was
instead of this
it was
way,
cheap
they
to
were
beat
this
up Elves.
Yeah, not so much.
Even the ones that don't turn
Except for
right.
all right.
That's a problem.
Alway is
What about the ones that
What is
don't
this
turn
stuff?
gray?
Halva.
It's
all of But all of
Made
them
of
means
sesame.
cheap and finished.
Oh.
It's kind of dry.
Looks like a hell of a good
I
dessert.
don't like it myself, but my dad loves it.
Very
Anyway,
You
So-
saw that coming.
the total, that's 11 points. 11 points. I think I can do it.
When she married me, I didn't tell Ponce.
Oh, wait, maybe I can't.
This.
That's right, it was somebody else's corruption.
Would you have still married me if I told Ponce like this?
But I would have written the vows different.
He probably would have too.
There'd be only
There'd be puns in the vows.
Thrown in the audience. Oh!
I am 1 point short. Can I borrow a point for the future?
Alright. I mean, we will have 2 rounds of Legends if
Oh,
people
okay.
want it.
Yeah, well, it's sort of, this is all an event, I gotta do all
Oh,
of
it's all at once? Yeah, then yeah.
Yeah.
If you have like an event, you gotta do all at once and you're 1 point short. I've done it, so.
Okay, I'm gonna fix the opponent.
You're gonna fix the plumber?
The opponent!
Oh, hey, maybe move the
Yeah.
cookies off. Let's move everything off the board.
You gotta see this.
You have no.
Okay.
I'm blue jet nine.
I cannot resist glow in the dark orange.
Ooh, the dark orange food.
So,
I even brought carrots for the dark.
I actually
The
both
carrots
when I
say
created the
nothing.
opponent because it was a thing that had to all happen at once.
Disguise.
The only time I borrowed points was when I created the opponent.
because you want to do different
I want to do
characters.
all those races at once.
Okay, well, that makes sense. Okay, so, the Ponin, large numbers of them anyway. There's a lot of free Ponin, but a lot of Ponin have also wound up sort of caught and harnessed by the gnomes because
Well,
they
I guess on my
keep
paper
the diseases at bay.
No? Yeah, we're better.
So anyway,
Oh.
there's one particular group of gnomes led by a particularly ambitious gnome. And as I recall, the gnomes, they get prestige for going places that few people have gone. Like, the farther you travel, the more prestige you get.
Basically, anything that you can do that, like the gnomes, as long as you're doing something with style, you can get named from them.
Okay. Well, this gnome and his caravan, there's hundreds of gnomes under his authority, his clan, basically. They are going to go, and they're going to go to the Great Orrery at the Ziggurat, and they're going to see if there's some loot to be had. Of course, they'll coach that in more noble terms than that. They're going on an expedition, and so they go and they travel, and they reach the city. And of course, Those who wait are waiting there for them. But those who wait don't disturb people, generally speaking, if they're just passing through. And so very carefully, they make their way through the city. And when they get there, it's almost as if they were expected. The path to the orrery is open. And so the leader and his spousal unit, whatever, the two of them, they're co-leaders. They go to the ziggurat with their Ponin mounts, and they are greeted by two mighty warriors on guard of the Warforged that said, the leaders of your people, you are welcomed here. So they go inside, and as they pass, the warriors suddenly turn and smite them both down. Dead. And they're like, no, not you.
Mixed messages.
Yes. But the two Ponin they were riding are left unmolested, so they proceed in. And when they're in there, the two Ponin, who happen to be sisters, Honeyberry and Rose Dust are their names. They are, well, history doesn't really record exactly what happens. Perhaps they got an audience with the silent obelisk. Perhaps it actually said something. But in any case, while they're in there, they are able to harness the power of components of the orrery. Honeyberry manages to harness the power of the sun, and Rose Dust harnesses the power of the moon, because there were the two components there that had the essences of those bodies. And so they are granted great magical powers, and they become legendary entities. Honeyberry takes on the name Celestia, and Rose Dust takes on the name Luna. And when they emerge, they have these cosmic powers coursing through them. The rest of the Ponin in this caravan, they, with the surge of power, are able to grant them, a boon, as it were. Half of them, Celestia takes, and says, we are lords of the land, we bless the land with our hooves, and that hasn't really helped us much. Let's try being lords of the sky. So half of them become Pegasi. And then Luna is like, well, that's all well and good, but let's also grant mastery of the dark arts, and turns the other half into unicorns. They get magical powers. And then they turned to the gnomes that had enslaved them and brought them there, and said, well, we're going to be going now. It's a long trip out of the desert.
Good luck.
So you're probably screwed. Would you like us to help you to get to the nearest settlement?
The nearest settlement?
Yes.
Oh, that would be Saturn.
Good
Good luck with that.
Right.
Yeah, quite a location.
Well, isn't there a city over there?
That's
There's a
the
Viking.
Arabian place.
Yeah.
It's not Vikings.
Well,
Well, actually, Saturn's pretty much
They're,
underground. They probably wouldn't
Arabian.
necessarily know it's there.
Yeah.
but it came to the Vikings.
They would have passed
Right?
through.
I remember the Vikings said
They
there.
passed
They
through
don't
there
want
on
to
the
stop
way.
at
It's not a Viking
Well,
flavor,
not
but
Saturn,
an
but
Arabian
whatever
flavor.
this
They
one
won't
was
leave
over
if
there.
they stop.
They can go there. That's
Anyway,
fine.
okay, so yes, they will help the caravan get there, and then they will abandon them there. So yes,
Not totally jerks.
no. So I've created Celestia Luna, and that was much like with your group of warriors. I did a single legendary entity on that because they're sort of a pair. They go together in match set.
What city did they go to?
They
The Arabian one.
They took the caravan over to the Arabian one.
That doesn't have any.
And then after that, they went back off towards their homelands, as it were. So yes, now there are Pegasi and unicorns, and Luna and Celestia, and the Ponin are fixed.
I hope we never visit them.
What did you say?
I hope we never visit them. Just gets a little too weird.
Yeah, having Celestia and Luna is a little bit weird, because then it's like exactly like My Little Pony now.
sun and moon.
The backstory is completely different.
I'll just kill him on my next turn.
Anyway,
You're so good at making friends, John.
Servants are powerful.
have them without celestial. Anyway, I've spent all of my points on that.
Plus one from
Zombies
Plus one
voting
for the
gods.
future.
I should probably turn them into ood. It turns out that like the magic that let them get that was like ood magic, and they both over time develop a second brain that comes out of their mouth. And they can't even hold it because they don't have hands, but they have to protect it. So this brain hanging out of their mouth.
I think I'm going to be the DM. I can't trust John to be the DM.
Well, you remember when he made the ood and we all kind of hated it?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
all worked out. They're all dead now.
You just made Luna and Celestia.
Yeah.
And there seems to be some hate for that.
I don't think everyone hated the ood. Just Brian.
They're unlikely to play with anything else. So.
Alright, I'm going to create a race.
I just wouldn't feel comfortable without them existing somehow.
And in the beginning, the mother goddess was known. So she created a seed and nurtured it, and it grew into a lovely tree. And out of the tree sprang the dryads. So I'm making a dryad race.
Yeah, put them
Okay.
My cow people will guard them.
Here. Here.
Because my cow people
Oh,
don't,
there.
Rama don't live in the middle of the forest, they live around the outskirts.
Wildlings are totally cool with it too. I think they have happy neighbors, these dryads.
Which one is the city
It's a good
again?
place to be.
Or is that civilization? That's the city?
I'm sorry, what are you talking about?
Which one's make a city again?
Command civilization.
So
Are they a civilization yet?
Yes, you created them.
Okay.
yeah, there is civilization. Like race and civilization are synonymous until you like make it something. But
Alright. So each dread has a tree. And they take characteristics of this tree. They're humanoid. But I don't know, an oak dread would be very large and bulky. A redwood dread would be very tall.
Bushy hair.
Bushy hair. I don't know. Something like that. We're going to use the wilding stats for them. But, and I'm also going to make their city.
so when you say they have a tree, they're like a certain tree, or they actually literally have one particular tree that they.
They come
Or
from
type.
a specific tree. And unlike druids in mythology, they aren't tied to the tree. Where the tree dies, they die.
Just sort of where they were born.
It's where they were born, and their life is spent taking care of the tree. It's their,
Mother tree?
well, their individual mother tree. It's part of them. So over time, there's lots of trees, and they form the grove, which is their city. And it's a big, long, nice vale. I don't know, trees. And the thing is, as far as lifespans go, they have a lifespan that's similar to the tree that they're from. But, I don't know, if their tree that they came from, that is part of them, dies, they still live until their natural lifespan's over. But, as a culture, they are, in the city, they are no longer allowed to stay in the city. They get banished. They have to leave.
No tree?
No tree, you aren't allowed to stay in the grove. And they'll give you a memento of your tree, like something made from the wood of your tree. But then you have to leave. And depending on how much you try to prevent your tree from dying, is kind of their attitude. If it died through neglect, they're like, boot, get out. If you tried the hardest, then they're like, well, we're sorry, you have to leave. Here's some rations and some
Those stupid
equipment.
humans.
Did they still maybe let you keep your country club membership in that case?
Nope. You're still kicked out. You can never return. Did I do anything? I didn't forget anything yet.
How they reproduce.
Oh yeah, the trees reproduce, they don't.
The dried stone?
The dried stone.
How is it dried?
New tree
There's
grows
never
dry,
baby-
it comes out.
Yeah. So
So the only way they can have children is if their tree grows to fruiting age.
Mm-hmm. Sounds about right.
And they might have a lot of kids.
Well, presumably
They probably feel
only
more
come
like
out when
siblings.
the tree grows to a certain size, so little saplings and stuff we don't be producing. Little tiny dryads.
No.
Oh, and so you're done?
I don't think I have enough points.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Let me see if I have enough
Opening up a
points.
stash.
I don't know what I mean with my points. I know what I'm
You
currently
know how we have implements and wands aren't? Well,
Where am I?
well, when wands aren't implemented, make you wand.
Don't go into the light.
What on the chart?
I would just say be a minor event, or it could be just, if it's specifically like to a certain race or something, it'd probably be described civilization. Otherwise, the best is, I mean, 4A for that is even pretty pricey. I don't remember what I paid for mine.
For
Okay,
what?
well, I can't.
But the
I'm not gonna
magic
do it
stuff?
right now, anyways. But to me, next,
I think I described.
next turn.
I'd say it's
After-
about as much as described Civ, which is 3 points.
And it's cheap for
Okay.
next stage.
Yeah, that's true.
Chart says the same.
Okay.
No, it's cheaper. It's 2 in history.
Did we change that?
It's there.
It's 2 in
Oh, I'm
history.
looking at
Event.
rock civilization.
Same thing. Yes. Which of these? There's 2.
And please don't touch these guys. I have a plan for you.
These. So there's some. Is this a dwarven thing or is this mongrel? Heathen?
That must be doable.
What is it?
No, it's mongrel.
Well, there's mongrel here and there's mongrel
No, that's
here.
not mongrel.
It's not mongrel.
Valneva is.
No, not Valneva, but there's one oh that's Valneva. But I thought the mongrel's expanded. This must be the mongrel thing then.
I think that's mongrels.
What's his name?
Oh, I know that used to be the dwarven. That was an Ood town that the dwarves took over, and then I think that
I think the mongrels took it over.
it got wiped out by the undead, and the Mongols took it over again. I think.
Yeah, because I
Or wait, it's
I think that's right.
I think it's an X. I think it's a ruin right now. I think
Oh,
the
yeah.
undead wiped it out, but no one's resettled it.
Oh yeah, we have to put the undead hordes back on the thing. They're still here.
There were a few.
And lightning
They're
storms.
down over there.
There's still one over there.
Let me just dig up the.
The elves never.
well, the lightning
bothered.
storms, there weren't any permanent things. That was just places that got like
Oh,
really
okay.
marked
Yeah.
up.
It affected all of the indirectly.
Do we need coins or can we just use?
Oh right, the
You.
Anatang,
Electric lava.
got destroyed.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Got lightning.
What about that?
Yeah, Alwyn used to do a lot of things in order to protect that city.
Well, I guess.
Oh yeah, the volcano erupted.
Yeah, it spat.
More of that.
it killed Allenway.
So,
Got upset. And the only thing it hit was Allenway.
I think I'm going to push through several.
I'm going to spend my points in reverse order here because
At some point, I don't think anyone's
I want
going
to
to settle
use the
there.
mongrels, but I'll say
It's a curse.
It's a
spot.
cursed city, yeah.
What's this? Oh, there's still undead over there. Or
Only people who
I
have
took
bird.
photos partway through, so I might be.
There's a symbol wherever, like, see, there's one there. A death symbol. There's a horde here.
Oh yeah.
Is that a death
Oh yeah,
symbol?
we had to send the
You drew pictures.
monk.
There's one.
What were they? The big machines?
The clinkers.
Yeah, monk
There's
clinkers.
another. What's this here?
No, that's most certainly that city. Because that
There's
city,
Tinker College.
the elves never
Okay,
put it.
here's where is this? I think this might be upside down. No, there we are. Okay, so there was according to this, there's a coin.
are you planning to expand the mongrels?
Probably. Yeah, I have a few plans for that.
Okay, well maybe I'll let you expand the mongrels then.
Okay,
I want someone to be in here
there's
for
a
the
penny
human.
up here.
So what I want to do is
Oh,
I
that
want the
one
humans
got
to like
cleaned out.
seriously
Okay.
threaten the mongrels
So
because
there's a
humans are
dime
about to get
here.
spanked. and they're going to be seriously wiped back. So I really want them to like
There's the
be a major world threat. Like I'm going to have them take over a couple mongrel cities
Okay.
before they get spanked, and then they retreat, and the mongrels can take them back.
Well, in that case, you might want to build a city or two, because I was planning on having.
So I got to get influence with the mongrels still. I think. I don't know how what I'm gonna do for that.
Didn't I make like a clinker army?
You did.
Okay.
I was only letting you get away with it because you were planning on fighting the undead. The
Right.
clickers are essentially non-violent.
Yeah.
I mean, except they're very violent when they have reason.
Or depending what sort of fun they're having, they're
Oh, yeah,
qualified as violent.
They're not maliciously violent. They do destroy things, but they don't mean to.
Oops. Not in a battle way so much as.
Why aren't you
was that
moving
your,
anymore?
Was that a house?
Come on. Move and make noise.
This stuff was all up here, but that's been cleaned up now.
Should be,
hasn't
yeah.
it? Yeah. Okay.
Wait, did we recapture the tower?
The
Oh, no,
tower
we could
wasn't,
do
but
that.
all this stuff
Tower
was cleaned
alone.
out. Okay, so
The bugbear horde just settled into that plains
In
around
that
that
case, I think
broken.
that's all that's
town.
left of the undead armies.
Yeah.
I believe it.
Okay.
So, I'm not 100% sure how I'll get influence with the mongrels. I don't have a particular idea in mind, I just want influence with them. So, maybe,
Spread a religion.
yeah, because I don't have an idea for that, so
Well, maybe
Come on,
maybe
religions are fun.
I'll have to,
Well,
yeah,
the
but I'll,
mongrels are always doing stuff. You can get
Should
influence
just
about anything.
TBD. Influence for TBD reasons.
well, you
yeah,
can say
exactly.
maybe a group of mongrels became really interested in oud stuff, and so they go into the oud lands.
Hmm.
Well, I'll think about it and figure it out afterwards, but either way, I just got influence with the mongrels, and they're going to found a city here. And that spends all my points, because getting influence is expensive right now. I gotta build up the mongrels so that the humans can attack them. So that when the humans get spanked, then it's like a relief. And also, like, it'd be lame if the humans never threatened the whole world, since they're like super freaky threatening, right? So
Feel free to go after Valneva too.
I'm thinking the stuff
Maybe
that
the
they.
Vikings will come with that. We're kind of upset with the elves.
I'm
We
thinking.
didn't do anything to you.
You're warmongers.
Yeah, but they're gone now.
So we don't know that.
Yep.
I,
Well, they kind of.
It's kind of made the news, I
They kind of ran around nuking their own stuff. To the,
Yeah.
the warmongers.
Okay.
You know,
Like,
the Navy
became
that was off
something
its
isolation.
port,
Anyhow,
it attacking itself and Lightbringer
I believe the Salt Dragons have an army, don't they?
Yeah,
Sounds right.
I think they have something.
I think so.
So, the army has been seen flying. They've been flying around in these military formations for a while, doing Salt Dragon stuff, raiding stuff for no good reason, etc., etc. And recently, more and more, they've been showing up at a town, landing, grabbing what they like, destroying stuff, and they'll just, they'll grab people at random, it seems. Hold them up, talk to each other, bite his head off, keep her, and then fly away with all of these captives. And there's a new race that's formed at Fotarek, which is essentially the Dragonborn. They've got all of these, magical and non-magical and etc. items, strung up between the salt pillars on all of this webbing, and they do these crazy rituals. And the people that they've been abducting have been, sympathetic towards whatever they're doing somehow. And the sons of Tarak are born, and they are essentially dragonborn. And they're not evil. They tend to follow Tarak, religiously, which everyone else is like, okay, whatever that means. But they are very martial. They're fighters, and they're kind of prone to proselytize a bit. And I'm going to have them raise an army. And that's it. There's an army of them. Like, basically, they are their army. There are no civilian sons of Tarek. They're very martial. So they're neutral. Even though the dragons that made them were evil.
That's all your points?
That would be... Yeah, that would be on.
I don't know what to do.
Sorry.
I need ideas.
You should.
You should make.
You haven't
Payment cities.
populated Fenland yet.
Deal with the
That's true.
phoenixes you're supposed to.
Yeah,
Furthermore,
actually,
you're also
other
going to
city-
command your Clinker army to wipe out those undead.
And that
Right,
city,
okay.
that other city got wiped out. It isn't getting populated yet.
Go for Clinker Army. We'll spend
No,
4
no,
points.
no, no. His city.
Oh, wow.
There was a city right next to it.
Oh yeah,
That got wiped out.
yeah, the Allen Wave.
Neighbor. Yeah.
Never make a city next to Allen.
What could possibly?
Yeah, you guys can have an
At this
Allen way. They'll pass you by.
Well, I'll start with the thing that I did have planned, which is the free catastrophe on Allen Way, because it's been repopulated. Right?
It's been repopulated.
Oh. Can I
do have a
repopulate
place.
it?
No, you don't have influence.
Okay.
It's
I'll let you do
elves,
it.
and it's repopulating them to hurt them.
But you can get in.
They're not Destiny's True Toys anymore.
Actually,
They are?
Allen Way is.
Oh, I want to
Allen
Yeah.
Way is. So yes, you could repopulate.
Okay. What's that? That's a command civilization.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'll repopulate Allen Way.
All right, so this is Allen Way
I think
the
5.
7th.
7? We're on 7?
Yes.
And then I will wreck it.
Tidal waves, plague, undead, lightning, and lightbringer so far are the things that have taken it down. So
So they
Oh, and
repopulate.
magma.
Huh?
And gnomes.
I think the lightning counts.
The gnomes killed it.
Well, there was
Yeah,
the
gnomes were one
fire.
of the first
Lightning
people
one,
when their
two,
civilization
three.
collapsed. They
yeah, it was gnomes and a tidal wave.
oh really?
If the gnomes took it over, then the tidal wave happened. So that was a double dose.
I
Who
think I
would
missed
ever
the
want to
gnomes.
live there?
Elder. All right, so this is 7th.
All right.
There's so
So
much
the elves
history.
repopulate Allen Way, and then it gets wrecked. So, unfortunately, some elves uncover some older gnomish cultist texts, and they
Don't
start
know what to leave enough of them.
and they start kind of experimenting with the void and the identity stealers, and of course things go awry, and some portal rift opens up in Allen Way, and doppelgangers and worse come out. You know, horrific entities that like steal people's souls and then walk their corpses around. So basically, the entire population is replaced with like skinwalkers and doppelgangers and worse.
So is it still? So it's still populated right now. It's just by very very bad things.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
by
It's
pod
a city
people.
of pod people.
Pod people. And they're going around pretending to be what they stole.
But
I
they're
like
not
it.
very good at it.
They're not very good
Stole
at it.
somebody? You stole somebody? Yeah. Why are we pretending?
Rust your hair, not your skin.
It's just it sounds just like a horror movie. It's like, yeah, our car broke down outside Allen Way. All right, let's go in there. Why is everyone being so weird? It's like, I'm an elf. Elves do this. Okay.
When you said being so weird, that's not what I
Elves do this. I saw a guy doing it. Oh,
Yeah.
he was a doppelganger too.
Those are the less impressive doppelgangers.
Yeah.
The people that didn't graduate from doppelganger year.
Their only refuge is the city of doppelgangers, where there's no real people and all the others are like just being polite to them. It's like, oh yeah, you're an elf, I get it. Yeah.
Actually, that doesn't really work. In the city of doppelgangers, they're all just like doppelganging as doppelgangers.
What
And
if
you're
they
just like,
don't know the rest of them are doppelgangers?
Yes.
What if they think everybody else is real, but
Every last one of them is
So the whole point of
paranoid.
the
all
whole,
mimicking
the,
the same
the whole point of all those entities is to steal identity.
Yeah.
The entities is to
do
steal.
they keep trading?
Maybe.
Can they trade with each
I
other?
don't think they steal
They
each
could have
other's
commodity entities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a great marketing.
And even if they did, how could you tell?
Yeah. So that,
Oh no, you wore this skin. I wear the skin.
How embarrassing.
Oh yeah. Oh
You went to the party as the same person. Oh.
How embarrassing.
I better go home and change.
Didn't you know that she's the fashion this year? Everybody's showing up as Kim, and you're showing up as Julie? Ew.
Oh, who are you wearing?
So oh, I'm so
All
glad
right.
my girlfriend's bad right now. Are you done?
No, that was repop. That was 4 points. That was 4 for repopulating and 0 for wrecking it.
What? Why is it 0 for wrecking it?
Free catastrophe, right?
Oh, free catastrophe, right there.
Plus, it's out of the way. I should get points for that. All right. So then the Clinker monk army, with their nameless attendants, will march upon the unnamed city occupied by undead and reclaim it.
Okay.
So is there anything to resolve there, or is it just...
No, you can
It's not
stomp on
really-
undead with an army.
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay.
So now it's just a
I mean, what are the zombies going to do to a clinker? Seriously. And like Gum Muppets works out.
No brains.
That's okay, the nameless will just clean it.
I assume you could disable them if
They're-
you damage their limbs enough.
Yeah, their core is almost invulnerable,
Right.
but their limbs are, made by gnomes, so
Yeah.
they're of varying degrees of quality, etc., etc.
Right.
Depends on who
You
put all
could, you
the
could,
attachment
you
back
could
there.
largely neutralize their offensive capability.
Gunk up their joints.
Alright, now the city is
Roll one.
depopulated. Did you want to repopulate it? Do you have points?
Sure, that will be 12 points total. It'll leave me with 1 left over.
Well, what happened if the city repopulates? So the guys that were there just spread out, or what?
I guess, yeah, they'll find the ruins of the older gnomes that used to live there and take up teaching their clinkers some of those
sure.
techniques.
History.
Yeah, some history and maybe some forgotten artisanry in mechanics. Perhaps they'll take up small clockwork toy making. Or
City of Clockworks.
the fine, clockwork making. That's what that city was known for.
Ding.
Ding!
Okay. So, I'm almost finished with my Unswa. You'll remember that this was a long time ago, really powerful magical civilization that people returned to dust.
Yeah, Unclock.
Yeah. And then it was repopulated by a group of slavers from
Effusia.
Effusia.
Yeah, and then they
And
were
they
like
took
the
all of their...
Wop.
Yeah, and then they found one of the hidden
Unkwa.
chambers, and then Anyway, they think they're the Unkwa. Right? They think that they are the descendants of the original.
Yeah, they kept calling themselves different things.
Yeah, and they're very...
Got confused.
Their actual... The fact that they're actually human and not actually Unkwa and stuff has kind of become the secret knowledge that only a few know within the inner council. So the Unkwa have been, they're in the middle of the desert, their slaves don't live forever, and they periodically raid for new slaves. But some of them have come up with a really great concept of, they've seen like these colorful horse creatures going by, and they've been spying on what the warforged are doing, and they feel that those colorful horse creatures and some other things are looking for them and trying to get their secret knowledge. So they're really nervous about this, and they feel like they should be a little bit more concerned about their militaristic, ability to defend themselves and possibly get more slaves. So they do have stories and remember the Rama, the small people who live on cows, and they, with their army that they have, they still have an army. It just stays unless someone destroys it, right? No, the
Unclock.
the Unkwa. So they do this sudden and decisive and very, because they have magic, right? A very magical raid on the Rama, and they steal almost every single child under the age of 2. They take them from the back of the cows. And they actually manage to basically strip the forest of almost every child under 2. They take
How
them...
come they were so easy to hide from the human slavers?
These guys are really magical.
Also,
No, it wasn't- it was-
the humans don't really want them.
Yeah, that was the.
Yeah,
they're not
Mama
good
makes
slaves.
really
it wasn't that they were
crappy
hard
slaves.
to get. It's just that why would you
So
want
they
them?
leave the cows, they take
Okay.
the children, and what they have done is they've created a race, a magically created race of giant black scorpions that have been magically enlarged and corrupted and become very, well, scorpions are already scorpions, now they're big and just as nasty. And so through, much experimentation, they discovered that they can bond around a child to a giant scorpion. There's quite a bit many of them die, but some of them actually live, and so they create a race of scorpion riders, and the scorpion riders are their enslaved military, but they become like, I don't know, for what I think, because the scorpions have kind of not a hive mind, but it's sort of like a matriarch, like there's a hierarchy, and they're very devoted to the queen or whatever. I know that's not how scorpions are in real life, but that's okay, these aren't real scorpions. They're pretend.
They're ant scorpions.
Yeah, exactly. These are
Maybe
like
they
Scorpions.
should evolve it into
so we're not going to call them.
giant ants instead.
No, I want scorpions.
The giant ants are cool.
Yeah, but giant scorpions are creepy.
Giant ants are
Giant scorpions
She
have
wants
big
scorpions. We'll go scorpions.
stingers.
Scorpions are dangerous.
Yes, these are very, very dangerous. And so now I'm spending points to create an army. So I don't know if I need to pay for the scorpions as a race and then the scorpion riders as a sub-race or how
They
that
can
works.
just exist.
Okay,
I'd say just pay for the
They're
scorpion
not
riders.
sentient. Yeah.
scorpion riders as a sub-race.
Yeah.
And then they're going to create an army of scorpion riders.
Are you going to corrupt them?
Oh, well, I'm assuming
can
they're
do-
already somewhat corrupted
You
because
can
they're
start them
created
from
by...
the Unqua's thing. Normally you start them from the Ramas thing, but you can start them from Unqua. That makes sense.
Okay, they
Oh,
wouldn't
yeah.
be more corrupted than the Unqua.
Okay.
But what are the Unqua? -1?
No, they're -3? No, they're -4.
Wow.
And,
They're on parity with the humans.
Yeah,
And
and
humans are cool.
And they are humans. They just don't know it.
Yeah,
Yes,
they're
they
just
are.
crazy humans.
We're better than the humans.
well, I corrupted
to
them
be.
more than the humans. Have you corrupted the humans since then?
They got corrupted when they developed the slave bonding thing.
Yeah, they double corrupted to they're at -4
right.
because of the whole slave
Yeah.
killing thing.
Okay, yeah, because I corrupted mine.
Yeah, that is-
more.
Pretty evil.
Yeah, I double corrupted them for that one.
Yes. The Serpent Queen is kind of
We're
like
all good people, except the fact that all of our slaves are suffering all our elements. Besides that,
Okay, so
corruption has to
Yeah,
do with
and so they'll have an army of scorpion riders.
I'm just imagining stupid teenagers being like, that was right, Tim. Quit hitting your slave! Quit hitting your slave! Quit hitting your slave! Except actually doing it. You know what I mean?
So for anyone who has seen the scorpion riders in combat, I mean they're just terrifying, right? Because they have the intelligence of these humanoid, chilled
Little guy.
people, and yet they have the viciousness and the poison and the strength and armor of the scorpion. So they're just they're really terrifying. And the people on the backs of them wear the black chitinous armor too, so that they look like they're one with the scorpion. Like if you didn't look closely, you wouldn't even know there was a rider there. And so I'm thinking that anyone who travels anywhere in this area is going to hear rumors and whatever. Yeah, this city is in trouble because we need more slaves. So
Arabian City.
Arabian City
So,
under siege.
particularly-
An Arabian
from
city
here.
enslaved by giant scorpions. That's awesome.
no, they haven't been enslaved yet, but they're going to be stealing lots of slaves because they need more people to do their grunt work so that they can focus on important things like magic and stuff.
Started stealing slaves. At least I have a reason to raise an army.
Yeah, sure, go for it. The people in this nameless city, I'm thinking would have a lot of fear and concern over what's happening.
Okay.
And I was wondering, can I steal some of the... Was it gnomes on the backs of the opponent?
It was gnomes, yeah.
Maybe I could steal some gnomes too, because that would be fun.
Sure. We'll take you to a place of safety.
At some,
Oh, sorry, Scorpion stole you along the way. Oh, well.
at some
Or
point...
stole you out of the city.
Or
Yeah.
how about
Is it like
You're
one
too
would be able
far.
to get
I'm
any
saying,
of one
hooray.
going by?
Any of the what?
Opponent.
No, because Celestia and Luna are traveling with them.
so that would be challenging.
That would be challenging, yes.
How about they drop the names off at the Arabian City and then you came
Yeah,
and
then
demand
Yeah.
that's what I was
slaves,
thinking.
slaves are like
Right
surrender
now.
or we'll make you all slaves.
Well, how
how
about
about you
these
take
guys?
these guys?
maybe
We will
start-
give you a tribute of slaves.
That's awesome. poor guys. Now they're the chew toys.
So anyway,
Come
Dave,
up.
Sound good?
good quad.
All right, I like that one.
Give you
Okay.
tribute.
Here.
You give you tribute.
So-
You leave us with this.
Some horses gave us these gnomes. You can have
And
them.
the Umpqua are generally known as the Sand Mages by anyone who's not Umpqua.
How are the dwarves doing these days?
They're
Are they alive?
They-
So-
they're alive.
They've
They've
mostly
mostly repopulated their
They've
cities.
reclaimed a lot of the. Well, I'm sure that a heck of a lot of their cities are.
Yeah.
It's easier for them just to build a new one build new cities because their old ones are full of deadly traps and paranoia and undead
Yeah.
and
Well,
stuff like that.
But apparently they did reclaim
the
those.
way it's been established is that they reclaimed them.
Oh, okay.
But
But presumably maybe they reclaim on top of their
Yeah,
own city,
yeah.
or since they're dwarfs, underneath their own
Yeah,
city.
yeah.
You know, at the same location.
Yeah, I need a pencil.
I don't have one. How do I use yours?
John, can you hand us another pencil, please?
There's a faction of dwarves that don't like the way the dwarves are. They are displeased with how bad the dwarves are, and they don't like the mountains because they're disgusting. And they want to
They
get out.
really are.
At this point, really.
There's a whole.
So, these are also dwarves that have kind of gone along with the bugbears to some degree. So they're going to move north, up into the Arctic territory. Maybe go around here. And make a new city called Hortuck. I'm not ready very well. Hortuck. And yeah, they'll be like, well, okay, these are going to be like frost dwarves, and the other dwarves are deep dwarves. It's not really a sub-race, it's just that split up faction.
Separate kingdom.
Yeah.
This counts. It's like
Subrace.
sub-race kingdom. So
Okay, I guess if that counts.
yeah. So it's
Same.
Yeah, okay.
For points wise.
Okay, then I will do that.
And that allows you to purify them 1 point.
Yeah, I wanted to do that, so I will purify them 1 point for free. What are the doors currently at? Are they like -4 or something?
No, they're -2, I think.
yeah, they're nearly as bad as
they're
the
minus-
No.
Okay.
It's not like once you get past their
Humans,
raging
everybody's
xenophobia,
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
not bad people.
Yeah, and it was probably
They
quite
like
nice to
military.
live in a dwarven city
If
as
you're
a dwarf.
Yeah.
So you can make them -1 for free. If
Yeah.
you want to purify them further, you have to spend
I don't
points.
have quite enough points for that.
They had so much great culture and opera and stuff about how much they hated everyone except dwarves.
Are we doing one more round of legends, or?
I would actually be okay with not. So
I'm fine.
I managed to
I'm
fix
flexible.
it.
Oh, that's interesting. I assumed we were, so
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't spend
I'm perfectly fine.
my
with
I
it.
do it my legends thing. So
All right.
I rolled like crap last time, so I'm kind of happy
Okay.
because I had a little more plans than that.
because I spent my turn getting influence on the mongrels and stuff because I was like I had next turn to do the only thing I want to do in legends.
Okay. Yeah. No problem. I was worried I wouldn't be able to.
Okay.
Get it.
I don't think I want to do
Freakishly
anything.
expensive next time.
Actually, no, I guess it's something a little expensive.
I mean, you can always do stuff that's just more expensive. Get a head start on history stuff. Because I mean,
Yeah, I'm probably gonna
I
start.
don't very much.
I got some cities to make.
This is something that happened when Valvania fell into the earth. The sort of sacred grove of the Wild Elves, where they first founded there and such, and Sir
Is it
Lemuel
called the
died.
Grove too?
No, it
So-
isn't.
oh.
Basically, what happens is that it's the statue that they made of Sir Lemuel started to cry, which they thought was a minor miracle at the time. It's like, wow, the statue, what's going on with this? And what happened is over time, the ground around there became really, really verdant and like just super full of life and such. And they thought this is definitely like the tears of Saint Lemuel was like it's a very potent thing. But then what they discovered is one wild elf pilgrim that basically went to sleep there had a very, very interesting dream that then came to pass. And so the elders of the wild elves started to investigate this, and they found that that in this verdant meadow, that if you sleep there, you have very, very vivid dreams, and sometimes they come true. Now, some dreams can be prophetic, they can be of things happening right now, they can be things in the past. But the thing is, they're dreams. They really are dreams, so they're hard to interpret, it's hard to tell what's real, what's not. But enough of it does come true that there's something to it. And there's very rare people that they call dreamers, that actually can have a much better odds of predicting things correctly. And so the wild elves start actually really tapping into this and trying to, they have many dreamers that stay there and sleep quite often. A lot of people, it's very intense sleeping there. You can't. Many people find it difficult to sleep there more than one night, even, just because it's so. It just kind of rubs you psychically raw if you try to do it more. But the dreamers, so even the dreamers, sometimes they have to kind of retire because it's like, okay, I've done enough. But it makes it so the wild elves start typing a little bit into the obelisks type of thing, to where they start predicting things, but nowhere near as accurate as the obelisk. But they start using this to guide to guide things. Their civilization. They're going to make a city there, but I don't have the points for that yet. It's a legendary entity. That's what I'm creating.
Okay.
And also, I'm going to call this forest the Abella, which is where the wild elves live. So in the Abella forest. I'm done.
Alright. There's a lot of prophecy going on. So. Okay. So that's 6 in total after my debt from last time. That's not a lot. Let me see. Let's see. There aren't a lot of cities in this area.
No, the gnomes started there, but
Well, they're nomadic. They're not really city builders. I was gonna have my.
I think the opponent should.
That's Laura.
Like there are a lot of, like, they're not exactly barren plains. There are Ponen wandering about. There are gnomes riding about. Somewhere down there is a dwarven city on wheels.
I was gonna use my
Man,
free
we haven't done
cataclysm or free catastrophe to have the dwarven city run over another city, but there aren't any other
Allen
cities over there.
Way. That was the plan.
Okay. It's
I mean, it's not protected
a shame
against-
because it's so creepy there.
Yeah,
But
but I mean, you just bury all that creepiness under a layer of
oh, that's true.
crap.
They will continue pretending to live their lives. All right, that's what I'm doing. Free cataclysm. The dwarven city
Cataclysm?
catastrophe. Free catastrophe. The dwarven city drives over Allen Way, crushing it under their massive treads, whooping and hollering as they go, and they loot the ruins as they pass. That's their way. Now let's see.
Seems like they're fun.
Yeah.
They might have caught some void beings on their city on the way.
Get the windshield wipers going. They're all stuck in the grill. Anyway, I've got some points left. I will.
Well, I think some might have infiltrated. Some doppelgangers may have turned into dwarves.
They're probably spread generally already. But.
Yeah.
Alrighty. I'm going to spend.
Where were they going, by the way? Oh, they were going to visit the clockwork makers.
The dwarves?
Yeah.
Sure.
That gives them an excuse to
Yeah.
run something over.
They needed
an excuse?
some parts. Well, no, they didn't really need an excuse.
Well, there's no
Like
reason to drive over
it
there.
actually was like a weird, creepy city. So like, maybe
Yeah.
maybe their city broke down, and they're like, we need to go to this city or how? And they're like, this place is all creepy, and they like start doing weird horror movie crap, and they're like, screw this, we're driving over this place.
A whole lot of dwarves all going. Anyway. I can't remember how much does it cost to repopulate an existing city. Same as
creating it.
Okay, in that case, I can repopulate Delos.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure it's at this point it's wrecked from Lightbringer, right?
Yep, Lightbringer nuked it twice.
Yeah. All right.
We built it. Lightbringer.
All
We
right.
built. Okay.
No, I think Undead wiped it out as well.
Oh yeah, the one dead. Yeah.
Okay, so the humans repopulate Delosia. I've got 2 points left. I'm going to bank them.
I made these from the Vikings, right?
Yep.
What's the purity of the Vikings?
I think they're just +1.
Perfect.
Yeah, I should almost track this up. I have to read through the thing to know.
Sunlunkers.
Yeah, but for some reason I can never remember Sunblunders.
There was +1 at some point. Let's see if there's ever increased.
It's so much easier to remember Vikings than Sunblunders.
I think that their holy city is expanded.
Yeah, it's +1 good. The holy city is +3.
Alright, I'm gonna corrupt them so they're neutral.
Just the Sunlunkers.
Just the one city.
Alright.
Lildum.
Yeah, Magic City.
That's the magic city. And I'm going to just...
Is that just because they don't care about freeing slaves anymore? They're just sort of isolationists.
Well, yeah, they're very anti-magic. And I'm going to... Do they have an army? I don't think they have an
No, I don't think so.
I'm going to raise an army there that... and have witch trials. Don't want to be the mage there.
If you've got 5 or less, you can always bank it.
I'm going to describe civilization. Okay, never. I don't know. Maybe I'll leave. One of the things, mages who leave often have their memento of their dead tree turned into wands.
The drieds, you mean? Yeah.
Dreads, yes. Wait, what did I say?
These are mages.
Well, yeah, the mage dreads.
Oh, okay. Oh, right, okay.
The
mage
magical
ones.
ones. Like, I mean, a lot of people make a little thing that amulet and rip it off. It's become a fashion
Accent.
to make into wands.
Makes sense.
Well, I'm going to play Dryad and have my memento be an axe handle.
That's fun.
Alright, and that's
Get a tree.
sweet. I
But you only
don't
have the
know what I'm
handle.
going to spend this all on.
You got an axe.
Yeah.
Oh, so jealous.
You don't have the full axe though, you just get the handle.
Well, there's still... You're going to have the humans go on an expansionistic
Well,
phase.
first I need to make some people for them to kill. So,
I was planning on repopulating Ethusia and maybe making a few more cities.
The other city is populated by lightning giants.
Yeah, they'd have to kick those guys out.
Alright, look at this.
Get out of our property!
so the mongrels were found
Pew, 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 pew.
Lightning buses, steal our jobs.
Rabble, 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 rabble.
So the mongrels found some
Lightning
cities.
slaves!
Then, just something about this. It's not really magical, but something ends up happening here in this mongrel city where area where it becomes more and more common, and eventually becomes the norm for births to be identical twins. So generally, I'm creating a sub-race. Just call them twins. So, like 97% of births are identical twins. And like it's just like now, where occasionally people just have twins, and that's like when people have singles. It's like weird. You're born a single. That's odd. And so like this area, this city in this area, like it's sort of throughout Mongrel area, but like it's particularly common here. It's just like everyone is a pair of identical twins. That's just normal,
It's
right?
that second
And of course, because they're mongrel twins, every set of twins is different.
Yeah.
This is like,
So
I and my twin have cat ears. We're basically the only people around with cat ears. But
I think that spends all my points because I spent 2 city. That is 12 points, and that leaves me with 3. So
You're playing shift.
What about your bonus points from last time?
that was because I rolled a 12. I had 0,
Oh, I see.
so the 3 is my 3 left over. I'm done.
I guess probably Fenlax.
that's 14. Okay, I'm going to create a sub-race. And they, essentially what happens is, nobody's entirely sure, but somebody invented non-magical flight. It doesn't work well, because it was immediately appropriated by the mongrels. Because they're the only people optimistically crazy enough to fly these machines, which usually don't work, partially because they're being maintained by mongrels, and partially because anyone who really wants to fly can get their hands on magical flight, which is reliable. And so mostly it's people who are scared of magic, but want to fly, who become the Harriers. And basically they are air pirates. And they live throughout the southern mountain range. And some of them are black-hearted brigands, some of them are Robin Hood types. They're all united in being daredevils because no one else would fly these things because there's no such thing as a parachute. There's a feather fall spell, but that would be magic. So they tend to attract, they'll usually have a few nameless gnomes helping fix their machines, etc. But they're, yeah. I'm going to, so that's, I've got 10 left. And then I'll build a city.
How do they feel about the giant undead tower sort of?
Nobody messes with the giant undead tower. Like, they're not that crazy.
Navigational hazard.
So essentially,
flybys.
There's good wind over there, actually.
The dwarves might not take too kindly about you living there.
well, of course they don't take too kindly about them living there, but they can fly away. Basically, they have a city in the mountains that's really hard to get to because you have to fly to get there. And off of the inaccessible cliffs. And plus, a lot of their machines require a falling start to get going. The Harriers don't live long, but there's an incredible amount of romance to their daring do and
So they procreate lots.
And recruit.
they're mongrels. They mostly mongrels. Like there'll be the occasional other race because anyone who wants to fly can join.
Hi,
But
Laura.
What's going on, huh?
I don't know. She's not feeling good. But I might be able to do it.
So she just would not go back, this thing?
Yeah. I don't think she's feeling
Did you give her Tylenol?
Yeah.
Okay.
let's see what's left. And I'm going to have. Yes.
Vodka's not good for kids.
The,
They used to use heroin back in the day.
Seriously?
the Sons of Tarek
That's good parenting.
They used to use heroin.
Build a
for
city.
babies.
Like injecting it?
here,
I don't know.
Oh,
basically around the area where the lightning was struck.
Are you sure it's heroin?
Yeah.
No, you mean opium?
It's the same basic stuff.
Same base, but it would have been laudanum.
They're like pillars.
And their army is there now. Basically, the Salt Dragons fly them down there. And, well, that's their architectural style.
Mm.
So they know salt pillars, so they tend to build them.
Pillory things.
Pillar things.
I missed what
The
happened.
Sons of Tavrak have a city now down there.
Oh, with the shifters.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't get along with the shifters. Like they're warlike, and the shifters are warlike, and they have very different philosophies. So, yeah,
Would you say they're enemies?
honorable enemies. You know, not wipe each other out. More of a stride into town, issue a challenge, fight somebody,
Limp
and
out
then
of
everyone
town?
kind of salutes, and you limp out of town. You know? They ambush each other's raiding parties, etc., etc.
Okay. Well, I got 9 points.
And that was. Yeah, okay. Let's do
It's a big forest. Or jungle.
Anybody got some ideas to throw around?
that.
I kind of want to bring the phoenixes back, but I want to bring them back to rescue somebody from something horrible.
You could wait. Well, you could wait till the human, because I'm planning on having the humans just smash and
Right.
swamp this area.
What
So I could have them come and,
Mm.
and take the bridge, and the phoenixes could then wake up. Because your turn will
They're
be right
like,
after
what's
mine,
with
right?
this bridge?
You could have the phoenixes wake up right after I take the bridge and save it.
That bridge is cool.
The Great Bridge Alliance is
An army.
heavily invested in defending Grey Bridge. Like it's a fort, and their navy is defending it, and their army is defending it.
And the humans have
Immortal.
two immortal hordes of two immortal hordes.
And they're the best.
They
people that
swim.
make it. I don't know. They'll swim.
I think they'll lay siege to it, and then the phoenixes will turn them back. That would make sense.
I mean, they probably could take it.
Well, I don't really care about taking it. I just thought that'd be a good reason for the phoenixes to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the tree is before the bridge too.
Why do they want to? They wouldn't want to seize a tree.
Yeah.
I mean, what's in it for them? Seizing
But
that
Freetown
bridge,
is
though,
right built around the tree.
Yeah, there's
They
a
might
city.
sack it along the way, but
Burn the tree.
But taking that bridge, that's like the transportation link of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Build a house out of the tree.
Then again, I mean, this city is in the way. They could be.
They could burn the tree, and that would cause the phoenixes to revive to save the tree.
Or they were about to burn it or something. Because
Yeah.
they're like, okay, we took this town. Sweet, free lumber.
Well, because phoenixes revive with fire.
Yeah.
That would just be very symbolic.
You could burn the tree around
the city
no,
can
the
just,
city around the tree.
yeah, the city can just catch on fire because that often, like you're taking over a city, it lights on fire. There's a huge fire in the city,
Oh,
so they don't actually ever have to. We never have to figure out who's gonna win between the humans and the thing, and that would be a good point because like they could get hammered here, and that could be the perfect time for them to get hammered back home.
right.
And that cuts off their armies here, and that lets the Mongols retake this lands because like it makes sense that the Mongols retake this in the end. It's just. I really want the humans to be
Phoenix
super
revive
threatening
from
before
the
they
burning
get
of the
toasted.
city and then save
Yeah.
the tree from being burned.
All right.
But in the interim, I need to spend 9 points.
Well, you only need to spend 4. That gets you to 5.
True. I only need to spend 4.
You could
I'm
You
wiping
get
that out with
Make a
this
city.
one.
Make a city.
Yeah,
So-
4 is enough.
you could also get influence with the humans, and you could help us trump the world faster.
I guess I have no army with which to wipe it out with.
Well, then raise an army. That's 4 points.
I don't know. I like building things rather than wiping things.
So
I think it's
You
also
could-
4 points.
you could have
for
it
the
as-
city,
Building
and
an
that's
army.
true.
You could have an
Nothing
event.
with them.
Have something happen to the undead that eliminates them as an event. Like
Right.
I don't know what, but
Yeah,
There's a couple
I'm cool
really
with
bright
leaving.
days.
I'm cool with leaving like a city of undead out there.
Yeah.
that's
There
interesting.
is.
All right. So
City of
maybe
Ghosts
just build
here.
a.
I guess I'll build
city
another
in Fenland
city,
or
but
something.
Plus, Corblin's got to have a few toys.
yeah, we'll just build
Shape
some
land and
more.
climate only costs 5 points at this. You could make some weird. You could bring the dry jungle back.
There is
For
still,
more
there is still
warforged.
some left.
Yes.
Nature
I
preserve.
was considering having ghost trees start sprouting up.
So I feel like if I was to make a city, I want to make it something
You should do it.
useful. I don't know. Because you kind of assume people are living throughout there.
Yeah.
So,
it's-
like, the city would be something significant. I just don't know what to make it, how to make it significant. I don't know. I
You
don't
could
have
always
any
bank the
ideas.
full 9 and then you don't get the 3 bonus, but that's alright, you got 9.
Yeah.
Well,
But I don't have-
skipping,
I don't have
losing
a
the, not keeping the bonus is going to cost you 6
I know.
overall.
Yeah.
So
What's influence? 6.
I guess you could just throw away your extra points you don't want.
Yeah, but I don't know what I'm like.
Give them
Most of
to
the
me.
things I want to do is do later.
Why don't you just make some random cities so there's more cities in the world?
Yeah, I guess we can put like a round rub city over here.
That's my plan. That makes sense.
It's sort of bay end. It's on the bay with the merfolk and in the lakes. And
It's already called Hudson.
no, it probably wouldn't be called Hudson.
No.
Probably doesn't have a name.
There's a brown rub city after all.
Yeah. You won't refer to it as where it is. The city by the
Yeah.
bay and the lake.
They grow watermelons.
Yeah, I don't know.
Alright,
I'll figure out what to do with it later. And
Alright.
I'll have banked 5 points. And I need help with figuring out what to do.
What's that, Robin?
That's nice.
Would you like me to hold? Well, I guess I have to type.
Can somebody else roll, please?
You got.
The Rama, that's the cow people,
Yeah.
are like, just devastated as the doctors are young. And so they pursue a partnership with the druids to see if they will work together to help protect the forest.
The Dryads, you
The
mean?
Dryads. Is the
Okay.
And so they,
Like,
if
who are
it's
the
okay with
druids?
the Dryads, is that okay with you, Shannon?
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm thinking that they'll create some kind of alliance that will try to think of creative ways to keep everyone away from the forest.
You can call it the White Oak Concord or something. I don't know.
Concord of the White Oak.
If you want more people, the wild elves also. That's
Pardon?
the wild elves, just to the
Would
southern
they-
forest.
Would they be interested in
Oh,
being
God,
part
yeah.
of our...
It's hippie land.
It's not hippie land.
Alright.
The wild elves started that way. That's accurate.
They have a clearing.
It's in nature.
They have a clearing where they dream. I think it's hippie land.
So anyway, that was 4 points.
I only had... How much
You
did I
had
have? That's it
6.
then.
You rolled 3, and then you had 3 from before.
And you would have 3 bonus.
So you would have had
Oh,
9.
sorry, that was what I meant with before. I don't know. Did you have any banked?
I don't remember, so I'll deal with it later. So let's... we have to
Well, I
do
might
our
say.
thing.
I have no idea.
No. So anyway, that would bring you down to at least 2.
Yeah, it's good enough.
Okay.
Thing.
You're banking 2.
Wait, I used my dice to roll for Robin, so I should use Robin's dice to roll for myself.
Your
Roll
dice.
12.
How much did you get?
6.
Huh.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's 12 total because... No. That's 11 total because of what I had banked and my bonus.
Well, I know what else I was going to do. Can I do it now too?
What were you going to do?
I was just going to have Eris bring some of those chaos creatures up out of the pit thing. You know, the big
Yeah?
thing, chasm. And just have them become like all sorts of random little entities of chaos. You know, like little mischievous creatures.
Sort of like the Fae in general, sprites
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah,
Okay.
and they're just be. I didn't want to like create one particular. I'm just thinking then if we randomly come
Yeah, it seems
across
more like
weird
creative
mischievous
race.
creatures, that's kind of where they came from.
There's all sorts of random races.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not really.
Yeah, that's like what the mongrels are too.
Because we talked about before of that possibly happening. I didn't want to make a big deal of it. Just it's sort of like a little side. She's just creating.
That seems the most just like an event. Still,
Still, that's at most, sorry, at minimum 4. So I don't know if you have enough points for that.
Okay. Well, if not, I'll do it next time. Sorry, Robert.
What's the thing you do for the sake of everyone?
I know what the city by the bay, by the lake, will be good at. They will be good at inventing ships that sail without sails. Using their expertise in machinery and that sort of thing.
And
They,
oars.
what's that?
And oars.
No, more like some kind of paddle. Like
Oh, so you're advancing it as well?
I can advance the city. Yeah,
What we should do is enslave some
that'll be good.
mermaids.
I advanced that city. Yeah, it's got some more points.
Alright.
So they're the finest shipwrights.
Alright.
Non-sail-based shipwrights.
Well, I'm gonna purify the frost dwarves so that everything's to 0. Alright.
Merely neutral.
And I'm gonna make another frost dwarf city. This one is called Dazen.
Where's that one?
Right here. And they get along pretty well with the bugbears, I reckon.
Do they ever see the yak people?
I don't see why not.
Well, they're very.
What do the yak people like? What?
They're hermits.
Oh. Well, then they probably wouldn't that much. Maybe occasionally, but probably not a lot.
Alright.
So let's say that leaves me with 3 points. Which I will bank. Alright.
So, in of Legends, or does anybody need anything else with Legends? Is that where you're going?
Yeah, I think a lot of us
History now.
we're ready to go to history. So
Yeah.
we've generally re-rolled the beginning of the new thing. It's kind of feels kind of weird since we've rarely done it, but I guess we're going to stick with tradition. 5.
Seven.
You got 7.
5.
I got 6.
So 8. 8. Nika wins.
It's ridiculous. I can't win. All my stuff depends on other people doing stuff before.
Well, you can give it to, or you could forfeit to Robert.
Yeah, why don't you
Not
go
forfeit, but
Yeah,
just let Robert go first.
or
No, not me.
okay.
Or Robin, yeah,
I'll go
sorry.
last.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's me then?
Yep, you're first.
Okay.
Welcome to history.
You just went, unless you don't want to go, in which case you can just give it to Ferret, and then we would just be like,
I
going
have
around the
turns.
circle.
We're doing it just like
Let's
last
see
time.
it, Ferret. I don't know.
Pointlessness.
I'm glad we rolled.
That was a fun roll up. Actually, wait, no, I can do something.
Too late.
I just
No,
realized.
Oh,
I can create a legendary entity.
Except he doesn't want to go right out now.
And I'm not ready right now.
I
don't care.
Whatever, I
We're
guess.
already halfway around two, so it's not that far.
Well, I just wanted to create the legendary entity of Conan.
Why don't you create it after the humans
Yeah.
take over the bugbears?
Yeah, okay.
Conan the opponent?
I guess you want him to be in existence, but you can just retcon that back.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Alrighty, so that's 710, which gets me to.
Yeah, I think I want it to be like a title or like a. It's
All right.
like a destiny.
Let's do a description of Valneva.
Oh, but it might become a destiny after the
Valneva,
person.
where's-
Yeah.
The Spellblade city of Valneva. I'm describing it. The Spellblade's numbers have dwindled. They're still powerful, but they're actually taking in a lot of non-elves into their numbers because they need the help. The city has become kind of an adventuring port of call because they often put out bounties on things. You know, the bounties tend to be good things, like, oh, that sky pirate over there, he's been really notorious. We're putting some gold for somebody to take care of that. Initially, they also still have the very high Elvish code, and they find that they don't get many bounty hunters because bounty hunter type people tend to be fairly averse to really strict law. So they sort of give up and they say, okay, the outer city, anything goes. It's like the Wild West. There are still Spellblade marshals that go through and make sure that people aren't killing each other. But that's about it. You know, besides that, you know, take to yourself. Spellhold, which is where the Spellblade Academy is in the inner city, that's a different beast. And, you know, there are a lot of elves there, and that's where the Spellblades are. That is, you know, still fairly law-abiding.
That's up here.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it is a place where, you know, if you're if you want cash and you're willing to go off and brave to do things, you know, they have other things besides bounties that they offer. You know, like, you know, some noble will put out like a bounty, like, I need the Holy Grail to heal somebody. All right, well, you know, we'll put it up on the board. You know, I'm sure some people will go off and do that.
They probably have a big area of landing field.
They also, it is rumored underneath Spellhold that they have a large vault which has the the worst bits of the bones of the earth that the spell blades have accumulated as they're trying to bury it and hide it from everyone. Alright, so that's that.
The adventurers can break into Spellhold.
You're done?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's just as
Yeah, it seemed like not.
Alright, so, and now we're going to retake Allenway. Again. Lightbringer, the kind of hurting Lightbringer, which is still an army, goes to bombard it, but the city is protected against Lightbringers, so it doesn't actually work. So they have to mount an invasion.
There's no one living there.
Well, there's still the.
They got buried under a.
Oh, okay. In which case,
driven over by the.
In
So
which case,
you can populate it just fine on top, but if you go down underneath one level, it's bad news.
well, then they
yeah.
repopulate. They repopulate it then. So that's.
They repopulated their city
Worse.
on top of a bunch of identity teams.
Yeah, the
What
basement.
could go
And they have
wrong?
no idea what's going on. They're like,
Well,
city's gone
It's like
again.
It's like there's a mirror image of the city underground.
Yeah.
Allenway must be Elvis.
And they're going around like this.
We're elves! We're elves! I can't think of a worse elf impression.
all right. So on the way the
Laura
eighth.
was looking at you like
They
what?
do actually get some very permission from the Spellblade, which is weird that this is allowed, but it is allowed. The Spellblades put some extra runes on to protect against shape changers. It doesn't help against the shape changers that are already there, but if other shape changers try to come in, they're protected.
Okay.
Oh, that'd be handy because you have like the city underneath kind of warded off.
Yeah.
Ah, yes. It's hard for them to come up.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're trapped.
All right.
Yeah, that's
Maybe
good.
they need to be invited.
Like
That'd be
vampires.
like that. So instead, they'll try to lure people down because they can't go up.
You need people?
They want
They
to
like-
steal identity.
Yeah, they like identity.
Yeah, but they still won't be able to come up.
No,
They don't
but that-
care. They want the identity.
Yeah, they just want to steal your
They don't
soul
need
or
daylight.
face or skin, whichever type you end up dealing with.
And
It doesn't really
I
care
guess
what
I
happens
need
after
to
that.
wait for John to. I'll repeat this for John. But the Drow advance in becoming the best at offensive magics. They're especially bad underground. Above ground, they're still the best, but down below, they're scary, wicked bad.
And they are scary and wicked
Yes.
I'm bad.
and bad.
And that
Are they
that
terror bad?
Okay. Still not.
But you see, I have things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Allenway is Elvis for lasagna or sandwich. Or
Oh,
something.
and they do. They start digging. The elves that settle there, they are digging down below. So
But they tend not to come back for some reason.
where will they come back? And yeah, hell.
Eventually it'll all be doppelgangers again.
Alrighty.
Well, they got wards now.
Alright, I'm gonna have the humans reclaim Athusia. Now it's populated by these lightning genocide.
I need to
Oh, sorry.
quickly reinform John.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's fine.
The Dark Elves become the best at offensive magic, and it's especially deadly down below ground. Not so much above ground. Still bad. But
Brian, is it actually in the forest or just near the forest?
It's sort of on the edge.
Is it those ones that try to go into the forest? To
Did Lightbringer destroy Allenway
It's
again?
sort of on
Not
the
yet.
edge.
It tried to.
warded against
Yeah.
Lightbringer.
yes, it is. And the Spellblades actually inscribe runes to protect Allenway from shape changers, but it doesn't help with the shape changers that are already below the city.
Right, okay, but Lightbringer doesn't try to bombard them.
It
or destroy
does. It just fails.
them. Okay. But I thought Lightbringer was...
No, because they had built into the Bones of the Earth runes. Because Lightbringer was one of the things that destroyed the city before, so it's protected again.
But I thought the Spellblades controlled Lightbringer.
Yeah, but Allenway's defenses are.
But then they helped them?
Al-
But then they
Al-
helped them?
Allenway was theoretically under the control of these horrible doppelgangers. And Lightbringer went to bombard.
But all it found was tread marks.
Yeah.
Oh, so then they just settled it.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
Even if they'd shot at it, it would have failed.
But they tried, because just to be sure.
Yeah.
We're doppelgangers then.
Yeah.
And they are digging there. Which is a great idea.
Well, I mean, there are so many different layers now. Underneath the shapeshifters, there's the other layer from before the, basically encased in lava, I should
Yeah.
And then underneath that, there's the
Isn't there a layer of leprosy zombies?
leprosy zombies, the remainders, and then under that, there's the tidal wave, the gnomes wiped out, etc., etc.
So anyway, the Queendom of Humanity is going to reclaim Ethusia. Now they've got hordes of immortals, so they're going to be able to drive out the lightning genocide. Do you want to?
I agree.
Okay. Presumably they'll take refuge in the forest with the hippies.
But maybe something happens with the Genasi or something. I don't know.
I
You
didn't
come
have
up with
any.
something clever.
I didn't have any particular lightning genocide.
Well, Mickey can do that on
I
his
don't want
time.
them in the forest.
I did actually end up creating them. I just insisted that they
I
exist
don't
after
think
the
they'll
lightning
do well
storms.
before.
Ecological alliance.
They
doesn't
can
like
be
the night
they can be
lightning
driven out of Ethusia and out of the fort.
Or
They go
enslaved.
hippies, save
No,
us, please.
not
And they're like,
hippies.
choom, no, we don't like you.
You attract lightning and
Yes.
zap
In a
our
forest.
trees.
Trees don't like lightning elementals.
I feel like maybe they should. I don't know.
And then they go up to
They
try
need
and
to be
find
driven
refuge
into
in
the-
Wilden. And they're like, witches with lightning, ah!
Yeah. Burn them.
Yeah.
Or whatever they do to witches there. Probably not burn.
Electrocute them. Give them the chair.
That's where it's invented.
They survive. They're witches.
It's convenient, yeah. You're just like, that's the punishment. You take a witch and a lightning genasi and you mix them and they both die and problem solved.
They could head off this way because it's a blank area in the map that no one is in.
Yeah.
And so
They
they're.
weren't really a race. They were just like a monstrous side effect of the lightning storms.
Oh.
Yeah, so they can just disperse anyway.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want them to destroy it because then.
No, but disperse. They don't
Yeah.
have to be.
Alrighty.
They,
So
they
yeah.
can just become.
Why do they go into the sandstorm? There's those lightning dragons in there.
They're like scions, right? Like there's scions throughout the world, even though their city is toast.
Okay,
Yeah.
so there are lightning dragons over here. They can go.
In in the northern stretch.
That's
where
true.
That'd be a good place to go.
We
Alright.
don't have any other types of Genasi in the world yet, so some event could happen to them.
I was gonna make them, but then I decided not to bother because we had a lot of races.
Yeah.
I was gonna do them a totally different way though.
Alright. So let me see.
At one point, it didn't happen out this way. At one point, I was toying with them being like the first race and just having each of the four kinds appear at the four corners of the earth, and they're like the first race.
They have a lot of variants now. There's like acid ones, there's lightning ones. I think there's force ones and cold ones
Is there sound
and
ones?
water ones. I don't know. Sound ones, maybe. Thunder.
Everybody forgets sound.
There's probably a sound.
It's
There's
good
probably
sign.
thunder ones.
So.
Well, usually sound is like the one thing that makes bards cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's not the way it is in 4th edition, but
It is.
really.
You can be, I'm playing a thunder bard.
You do rock and
Basically,
roll.
I'm a bard.
Everyone forgets sound when they're building the elemental resistances, so.
Yeah.
So anyway,
If I had
the
a cat.
Pegasi and the Unicorns and the Celestial Sisters are going around trying to free Conan from the gnomes.
They're gonna build some cities over there.
They are going to build a city after they've freed a bunch of them and then they've been recaptured and it's really not nice. They decide to try and find someplace peaceful. Yeah, someplace in this world that's peaceful. Aha! There's a floating island over there, which is actually the only nice place in the world.
There's some big mountains, giants in them, and south of them there's no.
There's a whole eco.
It hasn't
Yeah.
had a history of any bad.
Yeah,
I would
it's
say.
the only nice place in the world. So they're going to found a city, like hanging right off the edge, like on the edge there.
So as I mentioned when you asked me about doing this the
Yeah.
first time,
Yeah, you said
the people who live there will say, "Please don't," and if they do anyway, they'll be like, "Okay, whatever."
What did they do?
They found a city right on the edge of the floating island, like
Oh.
hanging on the edge there. And I don't have a name in mind for it. And they are going to.
What do you think it's going to be called?
I thought it was going to be called Candlelight.
That would be too far.
I could have
Or-
that, but
Or
No,
like
no, 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 no. We don't want to replicate everything
Anyway.
with My Little Pony.
no,
In
it's,
the
it's okay. I gotta.
I just assumed
they're
that's
gonna
what
do
Brad was
something.
going for.
Yeah, no, they're gonna do something
Thank
different
you.
there. That's not from the show.
What
They're
was the Pegasus one? The cloud?
There's water over
Cloudsdale.
Okay, thanks.
They're not doing that anymore.
Yeah.
Anyway, they create a magical bridge.
Is it rainbow? Like
It's
a
woven
like.
rainbows and moonbeams because
Does
during
it
the
look
night.
like a rainbow and there's six-legged horses that go across?
Six-legged horses? No, that's weird. Anyway,
Tell it to the nose.
no, they make the rainbow bridge, and it's a magical like effect. It's not a physical bridge, so it doesn't go to any one place. It can be redirected where it goes. But that's sort of the way they're going to be getting Conan up there.
Was it sort of like a backup for Conan? Like, is it a place they all want to go to?
It's yeah,
And
it's meant to be
People
a
heard
safe.
rumors of it. And
It's meant to be a
want
safe
get there?
place. Yes.
And once they get there, do they stay there, or do they?
Yes, generally speaking,
Sorry.
because it's the only nice place in the world, basically.
What's nice thing? What's wrong
Oh,
with
well,
the Viking
there's-
city?
It's so full of
cities
Vikings.
underneath
The
ice
forests
bars.
aren't bad.
Yeah, but they don't let lightning genocide.
There's nobody out here.
It's true.
Just some gnomes wandering around.
Well, that's the problem.
There's
They're trying to get away
nobody.
from
Oh,
the
I
gnomes.
guess there's a.
Oh, Tidehaven
elves
was
there
good,
now.
except for that
Used
one
to be
time
there.
where
Yeah.
the Spellblades went in and killed all the elves there.
Besides that,
It's a very nice
yeah.
place.
The ice jungle's not that bad. Like the
Basically,
shifters are nice.
that's
deep.
like a refuge
Power
city.
Rockets showed up though.
And,
Yeah,
I'm,
Great
and I'm
Britain.
done.
We had
And I'm done.
refugees.
with that.
Freeport's a nice place.
And I'm done.
What?
Pretty
I
much
looked at
decent.
refugees.
You're like all these Mongol cities, they're all
Wait, that got what?
you know, provided you don't mind hanging around play people.
Anyway,
Almost
and with
good
that, I'm
on
done with my
occasion.
plans with the pony.
All the way 3 was amazing. That was
Clinker
great.
College is a nice place, you know, provided you want to put up with endless Clinker stories, but, you know.
I don't think the Conan like the gnomes very much.
No,
Mm,
they're going
I
to
wrote
the
it up
other
to do
side of
this-
the world.
this turn. So,
Yeah.
5, 8.
No,
No, I
half
mean-
of them
I
have
mean-
wings.
Turns
Yeah,
until we're
I mean,
done.
obviously, there's still going to
I
be
wanna do
tons
this
of
shortly
fun out
before we
there.
finish.
It's they're
They're
all
we'll
over.
probably know when it's the last turn. So if you want to do it in your last turn, we'll probably just we'll know it's the last turn.
Okay. Then I want to do that on the last turn. So I have 8 points this turn. There's nothing I really want to do anymore.
At this point, I only
Gain influence
You
with
know, always grow
humans
a few
and
more
make them
Viking
crush
cities
them.
in the
Crush
fjords
things.
there.
I don't want there to be a whole bunch of impossible to kill creepy humans.
They're going to be
we're
killed
we're
off.
going to deal with them.
Oh, you weren't here when I was saying that.
Yeah.
I've missed a lot.
There's a big plan that's like core to my character concept involving that that'll solve that.
I just want the humans to be really threatening before they
You know where
get
the lightning
diminished, because
is?
otherwise it's sort of like
There's
they had this
here
super army
where
then
there's
they're
the lightning pool in the
Oh,
ice
yeah.
that where their lightning seedings at.
That would look really cool.
Maybe the lightning genocide could go over there.
And make more.
I don't know.
How about the ice mer? Can they come out again? Because I like them.
There's
Yeah.
Ice Mer, there's these evil merfolk that you have.
Yeah, I had a plan over there.
Did they carve out another cool city?
The ice mer?
It's literally
Or all,
cool.
all
Okay.
their cities are gone, right?
I need my
I
pencil.
need
in.
some ice mer city to go visit. I
Ooh,
want
make a floating glacier city out in the iceberg city.
Oh,
Hey,
okay.
That's cool.
The iceberg city.
the Iceman make it or just
Yeah.
one?
Because the ice mer around.
to. We haven't heard about them for a long time.
Yeah.
So it seems like a new race to everybody,
Yeah.
except for
They've been
the
living.
dwarves and nice humans.
Probably the Oblin.
They may not even remember
Yeah.
them
Are
anyway.
the oblins
Yeah.
around?
Wow.
The
They're
Oblin
maybe
were
they're
the Oblin are one of
Asian.
the oldest races. They were
Right.
created.
Can I see our list of names?
And they
Of course, they didn't really
Yeah.
know much about anything. They were all kind
That's
of
a pencil,
inwardly
not a
focused.
list of names.
I assume everyone would think they were a new race.
There you
The
go.
stars were the first race, right?
Are you done,
Yeah.
Shannon?
Were they?
Because you can
And you took the first turn, and that's what you did.
Yeah, okay.
And maybe,
Yeah.
Anyway,
I think Oblin might have. I don't know whether the Oblin were on the second turn or on my ours.
It makes sense for the
I
stars.
think
to
they're
be
the
first
first
race.
thing
It's Enbury.
What?
I didn't even check the audio record.
Enbury. Enbury?
Ensburg?
As long as it isn't Ad Murray, which is like.
So Endburi.
Edberg.
Bury.
Edberg.
Iceberg Edberg.
Is bulk bigger?
Yes.
What do they have? 4 inch.
Then Edward,
You have
yeah.
8.
Yeah, Edward's pretty small. It's
It's
they're-
not
Not
a
a
pretty.
Edward is a similar size to Bulk,
Yeah.
but Bulk is a bit
They're
bigger.
similar.
Edward's
I got
school
been
is
to Edinburgh
closed.
several times because I
Did
used
it
to
close?
relatives there.
At least the junior high school is closed.
Oh,
I
where's
might still have an elementary.
they don't have
I don't remember only one.
Oh,
That's
my fair
My
and
uncle's
shop
funeral,
there
and
anymore?
it seemed
No,
really
they did that
crappy.
days lunch. It's way better.
Oh,
Or
really?
have Mrs. Nelson.
Yes.
Yeah. Unique. Yeah.
Okay.
In kind of a bad part.
Humans.
Yeah. Kind of a, we didn't learn anything way.
So the humans found some more cities, or so they just get to kill instead?
Yes.
Yes, both.
Well, they need to enslave the bugbears.
Yeah. So
Or they'll move into the bugbear realm and
okay, so let's
they're
start
like,
with.
ooh, sweet slave.
So I guess first,
And probably do something with dwarves too.
Did you take
yeah, I've got a lot of points. So
I'm not sure.
You gave your pencil to Bob,
Oh.
and then you never
Okay.
claimed it back. And then you stole my pencil. And
Where's
then
my
you
pencil?
stole, I took it back. And then you stole Farron's pencil.
John, I think we need another pencil.
I think we
No,
have to have
it's more
we need a
interesting this way.
we need a pencil in
I don't need
intervention. Brian,
I don't
I
need
care for you very
Bogart
much.
pencil.
okay, I can do 5 command saves this turn. So I guess Voyhawk. Who owns Voyhawk right now? Does the humans own it
I
again?
think, no, I think it's currently a bugbear.
No, they
The
just-
bugbears live around it, but Voyhawks, basically the bugbears wiped out the undead horde and then said, we don't want to live in this city, it's full of stinking undead.
So
So
the
there are
human-
bugbears all around it.
Shocked that we
The humans repopulate Voyhawk.
got
The humans enslave the bugbears. I assume there's no contest there. Like the bugbears are tough, but the humans have these immortal armies.
Oh, yeah. And they want to enslave the bugbears. The bugbears are amazing slaves. They're tough. And
Are they stupid?
They take a lot of hits.
They can take a lot of hits.
they're not bright. But they're not
They're not like
They're
the
smiths.
they're not like the
They're not like
giants.
doppelgangers.
They're not orcs.
The
They're not
humans-
giants, they're not ogres.
The humans mercilessly enslave the bugbears. I'd say they go in there killing man, woman, and child, but no, they enslave man, woman, and child. Just mercilessly enslave them.
And they're good slaves to have bonded because they have a lot of hit points.
They have a lot of hit points. They're
Like,
great
you could-
swordsmen.
like,
they're great workers.
Something that would kill a human, they can do. You can like get 2 lives per slave basically
Yeah.
because bugbear is
Very efficient.
So there's a new hot commodity in bugbear slaves
Mhm.
in human lands and all
So I want
It's
them.
gonna turn out
reckless young
not so
nobles.
good.
I want them to punch a
They're gonna
hole
spread 'em
or make a path through the mountains through
I
some
think-
underground fortress.
Deccan.
Yeah, so they could take that city. Now I don't know what your thought is on this, Robert.
Feel free.
I'd like to just have them just start trashing through places, but if
The
people
way
want
I
I'm
see it is
willing
the
to
dwarves
spend
are there
5
for the
points to
smash.
shape, or 8 points to shape land, and just have them like figure out something that just goes right through the mountains.
I don't know.
I like the concept
Earlier
of the
ages
immortals
that makes sense.
fighting their way through that.
Yeah.
Because
and they sort of and eventually the humans work at it and make like a passage where you can march your army through there fairly easily, but it sort of cuts through.
Back in the
Yeah.
human lands, all sorts of slaves dying from frostbite. And they're just like, yeah.
Yeah, this is great. I'll just tunnel this out with my fist.
And all of a sudden,
My hands are turning
So
to dust.
disgusting. It's so gross.
Maybe that's what happens in Minecraft.
that'd actually be pretty epic because you're basically doing this death march through the mountains, dwarven traps, harriers dropping bombs on you, and they're immortal. They're just powering right through the mountain range.
That's why you gotta disintegrate them, and then they'll die.
Undead,
Disintegrate back up.
popping
They
out
could
from the
slash and
holes
burn the
just-
land and walk right through the fire.
It'd
They
So
they leave it.
terrifying.
They actually they do occupy it and keep it as a
You
mining
take
town,
terrible.
and they actually put a lot of slaves there because slaves are great for mining, right? So they're mining and working and acting as backup for the
Do they
army.
enslave the dwarves from that place?
As long the dwarves really don't make that great of slaves, although they probably make slaves that are perfectly fine chained up to be meat shields. So yeah, they enslave the dwarves, but I assume the dwarves won't make good slaves except for as prisoners, basically.
Why wouldn't they?
Well, don't they hate humans?
Yeah.
They hate
slaves probably hate
That's
But
true.
if you whip them enough, you know, they're.
All right, as long as you
They're very
think,
strong. They're very.
as long as you think that they'd be willing to work, then yeah,
strong,
sure.
they're hardy. They're
The humans will enslave anything they can find.
like they hate humans.
As long as
but
they
so
don't
do all the
cause
others
too much
that
trouble.
hate.
Yeah. I mean, if they cause too much trouble, they just chain them up and they put them. They make sure they're tied to
Well,
a front line fighter.
like the cow people.
Yeah,
They're like, they don't work. They're frail,
yeah,
Yeah.
annoying slaves.
yeah. It's like they don't enslave budgies either.
Yeah.
Well, they thought about it. They're, so like the royal the nobility, their budgies have slave budgies. So if their budgie dies, they you know.
Actually, I was thinking of specifying at some point, and this might just fit in well. The slave bonding doesn't work with animals. You can't bond like.
Yeah, I thought it was just
Yeah.
humans, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
It'd be
figured
very
that. I figured that was
efficient way to
probably
butcher
the case.
animals.
It wouldn't make sense. otherwise, yeah.
with my army of hamsters, I'm unkillable.
It would be very easy
We're all
to
armed.
butcher animals.
10 hamsters die.
And unless someone wants to oppose me, I think I'll spend my last 2 actions. I'll take these 2 mongrel cities. The one with the twins and the one without the twins. There's still a mongrel city here.
Twin cities.
Yeah.
Can you say bugbear?
Do you want to try? Maybe we should try putting her down by now. Huh?
I guess
I just don't really.
the Great Bridge Alliance would try to oppose, but basically they're no match, so they'd be leading an
I
ordered
could
retreat.
try.
Yeah.
You
I mean, we could play it out, but in reality, I think we're all happy with the humans taking a being really
yeah.
dangerous because they're gonna lose in the long run.
The Great Bridge Alliance will fight you, but they've got an army against 2 invincible hordes, so
Yeah.
they're fighting a desperate fallback action to the Great Bridge.
I mean, as they fight these, the humans are losing slaves, but they're just gaining more slaves than they're losing as they loot these lands, right?
I also kind of
That's
like
smart.
the fact that the humans are like, okay, we have an invincible horde. Not enough. Let's have 2 invincible hordes.
Well, their one invincible horde wasn't enough. The elves nearly had him.
That was it. It was the elves that were the problem. Now that the elves are out of the way, they're like the only thorn in their side. They're like, screw this, we're gonna rule the world. So yeah,
Vikings aren't
they
the
just-
thorn in their side?
Not a significant.
well, the elves
Just let 'em
the elves can thwart their super weapon. That is their immortal armies.
Yeah.
But they expand. They mercilessly enslave the bugbears. They mercilessly enslave the city. They mercilessly enslave the mongrels. The mongrels don't make that great of slaves because they don't work that well, but they make okay prisoners to tie to your frontline fighters.
Ooh, what they should do is they should siege that city.
Unfortunately, I don't have enough points, but I can do that my next turn.
Yeah. Well, I imagine that people, because it is rumored that before Valifania sank into the earth, they did find the rest of the ritual which would actually break it. So the Great Bridge Alliance people might. It's like, gosh, if we could only get down there.
Yeah.
I'm thinking
Into the
we
hole.
want the
happen
humans to get
before
all the way to
campaign
here.
starts.
So like, there's going to be at least one more turn of humans toast into place. So
Yeah.
we can. I can also do that. I can also siege this city on my next turn.
Are
Too.
you done?
Yeah, I'm done. That's all
And I gotta start setting up my character. Finally, I'm gonna set up my character.
Yay! That's fine.
Okay, so what was I planning on doing? I had a few plans. That didn't work. Okay, I'm gonna. This is gonna be a little bit of a retcon. The Oblin build Grey Wall.
Oh, before the
Which
humans.
one?
Before the humans came, the Oblin
Yes.
built Grey Wall here.
Yeah.
What keeps happening? That's the 3rd time.
It's like Alan.
Where do they build it?
It's carrying out alcohol.
Hey, look, Grey Wall. Humans.
Is Oliver going to make it all the way around still alive?
There's a new Grey Wall.
Is what? Oh, Grey Wall was over here.
Yep.
And now there's one on the other end.
Grey Wall was here, and it's here. And
This Grey Wall isn't there.
Yeah, well, yeah,
That's goblins.
That's ruins.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's...
What are the goblins up to anyway?
I think, yeah, like they seem pretty dumb. I suspect they probably. I was actually going to have
I
that
believe
city
that-
get wrecked and then spread out, but I assume that's kind of what happens anyway.
actually,
Goblins seem like a nice
according-
race to have in all the little hillsides and that kind of crap.
According to the goblins actually hate the Fae. Like the Fae escaped, and the goblins try to catch the Fae,
Ah.
and
Oh.
like enslave them and drag them back down into the chasm.
Enslave.
They like to
Well,
have
they
little
like- they
lanterns
try
with
to catch
seeds
them and-
inside.
And hold them back to the
Shake the lantern.
chasm, or they hate the Fae. They think that chaos creatures being merely mischievous is just not cutting it. And of course, the Elven aren't fond of the Fae either, but they don't actually. They try to stop them from escaping. Okay, so that's one thing that I was doing.
Humans really are cut off from like all of this like
Yeah.
enslaving that they could be doing.
Yeah.
That's with my plans.
We don't have really enough time and turns for them to enslave the whole world first anyway, so
Yeah.
they'll enslave like this area. Basically, I mean, that's half the world. They'll enslave half the world and then that's
Well, half the continent.
And you gotta think that
Yeah.
by the end of that, like the rest of the world is probably pretty petrified.
yeah, exactly. It's just like the humans have an immortal army, they just took over half the world. There's like just one piddly little oblong city in between us and them.
Well, how well does
It's,
information actually get around?
I'm so glad
I'm
there's
sure
mountains
there's a
away.
stream of refugees pouring out of the area.
Well,
Yeah.
Tidehaven!
yeah,
I was going to say, is Tidehaven still...
Oh yeah, Tidehaven's still
Yeah,
there.
like-
the gnomes get around.
It's
There's
kind of like
always
a
the
Renaissance.
mask.
where-
Plus, even in like a pre-industrial society, when there's an immortal army on the loose, people hear about it.
You would
They probably hear
assume it's real,
exaggerated tales of it even.
Mm.
They're like, it's like, they're immortal. You totally can't kill them. And like, that must be just a tall
They're
tale.
100 feet tall.
Technically, you
I've
can
also
kill
heard
them if
there's
you hit
ships
them.
that sail
You
without
have to
sail.
hit them a million times to kill them. And someone's like, no, I've seen it for real. You don't have to hit them 100. To kill them 100 times to kill them. Oh.
Vikings would be like okay with like killing them over and over again. Because it means that the slaves are put out of their misery.
Okay. So
Yeah, that's one thing the humans do is they always, whenever they take a new city, they bind the slaves that they got from there to their front lines as the first things, so that when they're taking your city, you know that your relatives from the next town over are the ones who are dying as you're fighting them.
okay, so
Can we corrupt them another point?
I might have enough to corrupt them another point. Oh no, I don't.
I'm going to
Are you
have to
making
corrupt
like
some,
demons?
so...
the Dragonborn found a city
Fiends.
around the ruins of the Yak people that got hit by the lightning.
Poor yak people, they've been disciplined.
Oh, so with the fountains of truth and untruth, which are kind of probably mixed up by now. Nobody knows which ones are which.
And, well, they do seem to be interested in that, and there are certain communication difficulties with the Sons of Tarek, because they follow Tarek, which is a kind of strange philosophy.
I thought they followed the philosophy of the lightning dragons. Sorry,
No.
old joke. It makes a big difference when you're talking.
That's one. And they also they also make pilgrimages out across the ice sheet to here, where the ice is burning a hole in the water,
Lightning's burning.
and then they come back. It's something they do.
What are the yak people doing?
Herming.
Hermiting, they kind of the
Very
lightning
wise.
hit their city, so they only had like little hermitages here and there, little monasteries.
Hermits one.
They don't have a city anymore.
It's very
Oh, they're
cold
also
where they
going to
live.
build
Probably
a
just survive.
town. Like they're also
No,
going to
they're
build
made
another
for
city
that.
over here, and I think that would be
They
good.
survived
human
quite well.
fodder.
Is that
The
Dragon Ball?
herbivores.
Yeah, these are all dragonborn cities.
There might be a few yak people that live in the Frost Dwarf cities. Maybe not a lot, but there's probably a
I
few.
don't think so. They don't interact.
Okay.
Alright.
Like if you come
And,
to them, that's all well and good.
Finally,
They're
They're introversive or
Maybe they're
introverts.
really
I'm
well
going
bonded.
to describe city. Basically, Clinker College and which city was the one with the clockwork?
Greybeard
that one there?
or Greybeard?
No, this one here.
Yeah, that one's I don't know.
I'm just gonna put a little clock.
We can name them out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, since they're nameless cities, they're
Oh, they don't have.
they're described by where they are. Like
Yeah,
it's
the clockwork.
The city where they make a bunch of clockwork is
Yeah.
what they call it or whatever.
Yeah, the city where they make a bunch of clockwork. That one is where the monk clinkers are, and they're actually learning to fight. I mean, they're still essentially gentle giants, but
That's good.
they have been taught to fight.
You should
And
do it.
essentially, Clinker College and that city have a very strong disagreement with each other. Like they wouldn't dream of fighting each other,
Mm.
but they, by golly, will go and lecture each other. Like Clinker College has, there's this huge debate going on between the two cities. They think each of them thinks that the other one is the Clockwork City thinks that teaching the Clinkers to fight is you learn to defend yourself. That's what Open Palm is about. And Clinker College says it was a terrible mistake to teach our children to fight, and you're corrupting the innocent growth of the Clinkers and they. This is something the gnomes are fascinated by. They'll talk about it a lot. And that leaves me with 3 points.
Cool. Alright, so I'm sitting at 14. I'll use 8 of it to create a destiny, which is a legendary entity. And it is a being that it'll be. I guess it'll be kind of like the deity for the bugbears, and I guess we can call it whatever. The Conan.
The O'Brien.
Yeah, the Conan. It's known. And it's a destiny that takes hold of bugbears. Everyone's, or will take hold of a bugbear eventually.
I guess you could go old school, the Arthur Doyle.
But I don't think we need to I don't think we have to stop the humans yet, right? Or
Probably one more turn,
Yeah.
and then they're ready to be stopped.
yeah. So I need to spend a couple more points doing something. So I have 6 left. I guess what's cheap? Describe city, or corrupt city, or command city. No one's ever done command city.
The
Probably.
dwarves did it a
I
bunch in
used it to
fortified
make
stuff.
the Rainbow Bridge.
Any hints or suggestions?
You could give a city or a people an accent.
Now, something I've been planning to do, and you don't have influence with the Mire Maids, but I could just give you influence with the Mire Maids.
Right.
I don't really. I was gonna have, since they're being attacked by the
Merfolk were mercilessly.
Yeah, I was gonna have them make a wall out of coral across that to defend themselves. They're advanced in druidic abilities, so
they grow a mighty
They
wall.
could grow a wall of coral, and it would also serve as a causeway.
Or mangrove knees.
Hmm?
You know how mangrove trees have these.
Yeah, well,
lumpy
perhaps
things.
this section could be that, but I was thinking coral across there.
Over the shallow sea.
Yeah,
I'll spend some points on that. How much does that cost?
I don't know. I was gonna do command civilization for it. That's 3 points.
Sure. Sounds cool. The Mire Maids build a mighty wall of defense of coral and natural growths.
Yeah.
Mermaids.
In order to keep those dirty mermaids out.
Dirty
It doesn't
Yeah, but you
necessarily
poop all
have to
over
be
yourself.
Filthy,
right-
filthy ocean.
It doesn't necessarily have to be right along the shore. It could just cut straight across.
Oh, yeah, that'd be better because then it would be a bridge.
Yeah.
Would they build it to the Arabian city?
To the shore.
They probably don't care about the
Yeah,
Arabian
there's
City.
a about the Arabian Sea.
The human or whoever might be like, sweet, I'm using this.
Yeah.
But they didn't like it's.
Well, I guess it's
Yeah.
halfway between this oblin thing. Is that an oblin thing?
That's Grey Wall, yeah.
Which one?
Isn't
Grey
that?
Wall.
What's that
Oh,
one?
right.
That was where the obelisk was made. I
Oh,
don't know
right.
if there's anything still there.
No.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Yep. That leaves me with 3 points.
That's there.
Okay, around this time, rumors start to circulate by people who are ocean wanderers. Do we have many fleets left? Does anyone have?
I do.
Yep.
I got a.
Does
I think I have a horde.
The Vikings still have their horde on the
Does anyone ever come down over here?
west coast.
Sure.
The
Go everywhere.
elves, the elves know how to sail along.
Actually,
elves.
I think only the elves have figured out because they have the explorer ships.
Yeah.
Oh, there's reefs around there.
Yeah, elves are the only ones who know how to go south, but we
But,
still have
but at
those
this point,
pets.
it's lost.
Can mermaids go into salt water, or are they
Oh yeah.
only in
Well,
the brackish?
this is all salt water. So yeah.
I thought this was like
Vikings are
brackish.
here.
No, it's.
So they're okay. So if they knew, okay. Anyway, well,
Yeah.
I guess these elves are the only ones who know about it. But anyway, so not much rumors are passing around, but it's still there. They're surfacing out of this deep sea trench is a monster, like beyond your worst nightmare. It is the Leviathan. It comes from the deep. And I can't say much about it because I don't know anything about it because no one does. But
Scary.
it's scary.
It's a submarine.
And bad, and it's not a submarine. Why are you saying that? Is there a
Well,
submarine
it's a good
named
thing that-
Leviathan?
It's a good thing the elves made it to their thing
Yeah.
before that thing
Yeah.
came out of the trench.
So,
I
and
could go trash
basically from
Alan.
this point, if anyone... Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah. Okay, so basically at this point, if anyone tries to go over this deep sea trench, bad things will happen to them.
Do you think the deep sea trench might be connected to the
Pretty cool.
primordial?
I was thinking
That's-
it might be
that was my
another.
Yeah.
Another crowd.
So some kind of primordial leviathan.
The thing, I saw a picture once years ago, and it was a sea monster, but instead of skin, it was made of, its body was made of corpses. It was just really appalling.
That's the thing I used when you guys were fleeing the Norn line.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a great picture. I should pull that up. Anyway, something
And
really...
that's basically what
I
was
think it's
chasing
really
you, a
big,
gigantic
like,
serpent of corpses as
something
you
that is
flew
beyond.
full blast and blew out all your engines of your airship trying to get away from it.
No, I wasn't necessarily thinking this one would be made of corpses, but just the idea of something like just beyond. Yeah. So,
How appalling.
yeah, and now I have points to spend and
Underwater
nothing
very well.
to spend them on. So, does anybody have anything they want?
Get some human influence
we're
and
off.
crush stuff.
I don't want to be mean old human.
We
There-
could
I don't like
we
that.
could use a little bit of more
Plans- did we have some
population over
plans for
here, maybe,
down
or
You
No.
could make
I
something
just have
beautiful and
giants
peaceful
there.
for the
Yeah.
humans too.
No, we ended up doing that.
What? I
What?
kind of like the fact that it's just like this
That may be.
really hidden, hard to
Yeah.
get to elvish
Yeah.
refuge at this point.
But something over
Also
here.
rock.
Or there.
Rock!
There's nothing lives over here.
Okay, all
What
right.
was that?
Those were that seawall thing with the
Oh,
sort
that's
of the magical.
magic
But yeah, nothing is down on that peninsula. That's kind of
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe
I
it's
put
just
something
rock,
on
That's
right?
alright.
Maybe it's
This
just
is
not.
like Here Be Dragons sort of uncharted.
Yeah,
place.
yeah, yeah.
like there
There's
could be
probably
races
tribes
here, but
there.
we're
Yeah.
basically recording the history of
Yeah.
this.
It's awfully warm. down
Anyway.
there.
Yeah.
That's fine.
You could go there if you want to live
How many
under
points?
a ton of
Yeah.
ash.
I have 5.
Yeah, maybe
You can,
get hit
you
by
can
the
bank that.
thorn.
5 is the threshold.
Yeah, it's
It'll
always-
double up. Or I'll get
You know what? The
Yeah.
Genasi will come down here.
Ah,
Who are the Genasi again?
the ones that
They were
got
spawned.
driven out of Athusia.
Yeah. There's
Oh,
so
are
much
those the
elemental
lightning boys?
stuff going
I thought
on
they
here.
went to some
Well, there is
planet
that's
that
actually a
had-
lightning volcano.
Yeah, there's lightning, fire, earth,
Yeah.
So they live
water,
They
air.
go on a long
a safe distance from the
pilgrimage.
lightning volcano.
There is a whole bunch of salt dragons here,
Mm,
Yeah.
so they might have
Ruby
ranged
dragons.
stuff.
Sure.
Yeah.
But, I mean, they're both crazy bestial races.
Alright,
So.
well, I'll just save mine for now. I
Alright.
don't know what to do with them.
And then they can spawn their different elemental types. Looks like this place would be quite windy.
Alright.
It's kind of sticking out in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah.
So you get your air genasi and
No. Anything you want me to do?
crush.
Crush the enemies see them driven before you.
Yeah, it seems,
At
it
this
seems like we have a few people with plans.
Yeah,
and people like,
and I'm gonna need a ton of points because I gotta create some sub races, and this is a terrible time to do it, but I had to do it now.
So if you drive the humans to smush
I
things,
can give you my points.
Would you like some of my points? Brian, would you like some of my points? I don't have anything to
Okay,
do really
I
until the
might-
last turn.
I might take some people up on that then.
I have
Because I think I'm
nothing
probably
in
gonna
mind
have
to
to
do.
bank. I'm gonna
Well, you
have
could
to
raise
bank
a shifter
more than my
army.
5.
And then
So-
attack the humans with it and have it die.
Oh yeah,
I could do that.
that's pretty good.
I'm gonna
Heroic battles.
raise a shifter army. which is
Shifter horde.
Addition is 3, and I'm going to. So the humans are at Grey Wall, right?
They're at the Mongol cities.
They've
Yeah.
taken
Right,
these
Grey
two
Wall?
Mongols.
When I said
Which
Grey
Grey
Wall,
Wall?
I meant Grey Bridge. But
That's what
They
I'm
haven't got
going.
the Grey Bridge yet. They're gonna next turn. I'm gonna have them take this
From
and
Grey
threaten
Wall
Grey Bridge.
or Grey Wall?
Depending on how many
No,
points I
neither.
have,
Grey
I'll
Wall.
threaten this. I'll probably take this. And
well, the shifters are gonna be an army, and they're going to.
Basically, they'd have to go down across the canal and back
Yeah,
up. But
yeah, and they're gonna do some fighting.
Flatland?
They don't. They
Can
don't
it be an alliance army?
yeah,
Because
it should be an alliance army.
yeah, that way it's
In fact, since it's an alliance army, maybe it should be an alliance horde.
well
the
the
Vikings
alliance.
already have a horde, and they're members of the.
Yeah, well there
You
are
could add more
various
hordes.
like most of the members of the alliance each have their own army, and the
Yeah.
alliance has its own army and its
Oh, I
own
see.
fleet. But
Like the
the alliance army is
Wait,
defensively deployed around the Great
Well,
Bridge. The alliance
basically,
fleet is
the alliance-
defensively deployed.
The alliance has their own individual armies of the members of the alliance. They could combine the armies to make a horde and do some attacking.
Well, I already have a horde, so that would be a horde times more.
This seems like a lot of quibbling. Lots of people are down there to defend and fight.
Yes.
Case in
but
point,
do we want the horde to stay around Grey Bridge to protect it, or do we want them to come out?
well, Grey Bridge
Well-
should be defended, but
Well, I
feel like
like
the
I'm saying,
shifters-
they already have an army.
yeah.
But if you raise an army and attack with an army, that's like they're
Well,
actively
not only do
attempting
you
to
have your shifters, you
fight
might
back.
have
yeah.
Grey Bridge Alliance people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's assumed that you're raising a shifter army. Well, they are part of the alliance. They
Yeah.
they
This
side
is-
get
this is-
Oblin
so-
and
Yeah, Spellblazers
Yeah.
are with
There's
you.
shifter armies,
Designers are with
but
you.
there's more than just shifters in there.
Well, see, to me, it feels like the shifters are kind of like a little bit like aggressive, right? So they'd want to go out and meet the stupid humans.
Yeah. Well, I imagine the shifters
I
as
forgot-
being pretty easygoing, but when something threatens them, they fight back.
Do they have much money?
I forgot I was going to
No.
purify the alliance.
They're very tribal. They live in the jungle.
If the Alliance has money,
what makes-
they could
what
hire
does that
someone
make
more
them?
ex-sons
Well,
as
basically,
mercenaries.
the-
They'll do anything for gold.
They're democratic.
Really? I had fun.
They've managed to build, with the influence of all these different people, they've managed to build a free and fair society. They basically have to be, because everyone has to get along. So they're.
Is that so? Were they already +1 or are they
Like
+1?
Rondar.
I think that most of their member races are +1, so we'll call them +2 now.
Okay.
Because they're greater than the sum of their parts.
Or maybe the member races that are also part of the Alliance each get a +1 for.
Well, And insofar as they're part of the
I don't
alliance.
want to be
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
good.
It's just the alliance itself. I guess. It's a city. It's
Like
like
being
unified
part,
city.
being part of the alliance is a +1. The people in the alliance believe in the alliance. And it's a good system. It runs well, as opposed to say.
So anyway,
Yeah.
there's some attacking going on the not the Twin City, but the other one because that's closer.
All right.
So that's gonna happen.
And then they get squished.
Yeah, you would imagine they have an army against two immortal hordes. Yeah.
Yeah, they probably will lose, especially since. Yeah, but it is interesting.
They do make the attempt.
Yeah.
And they probably
It'll go into legends that
And they realize, holy crap, these guys are a lot worse than we thought. We
Yeah.
thought they were really
They-
bad.
make an initial success against a small scouting band of slaves, and then they free some slaves, and then the immortals are like, hey, there's someone fighting back, and stomp them.
Yeah.
It's like,
Alright.
We don't have
those
any of
rumors
that.
we heard? Yeah, they're not so much rumors as fact.
Yeah.
Hundred
And-
strokes, try it.
Well, I'm nowhere near that my turn, but I don't know what else to do.
So badly.
If you want, you can spend
averages
some
out.
points
I
fortifying
suppose. I
Grey Wall.
suppose.
Do you
Yeah.
want to just give influence with the
Great
humans
Wall
to
or Great
anyone who
Bridge?
wants them to
Or, I
crush?
don't know.
Yeah, Great
Stuff.
Bridge.
Well, I could, but I mean, I think
I
we
mean,
have enough.
of course, it's
now.
already
I have
basically a
influence,
fortress.
it's all right.
but
Yeah.
I just need like 2 more turns.
How many points do you have?
I have.
But I mean, if other
7
people
dice.
don't have anything else
Well, in
to
that case,
do,
you could
I
say that it
know,
was a
I know,
horde that
that's-
attacked
that's-
and
Yeah.
take another 3 off.
so you can have
Yeah,
free influence
I
if they
have a lot
attack
of
something.
That'll give you back
Yeah.
4 points tonight.
Yeah.
That's bankable. Okay, so it was a horde that did that. That was actually a lot of alliance.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say at the
Okay.
beginning.
So it was,
Horde
it was
times
a massive,
2.
massive
'cause
battle.
I would have a
Are
horde.
you done?
That could be enough to take out one of the immortal hordes.
When
Even.
you say I, who are you talking for?
Well,
Vikings?
no, but the fleet wouldn't be
Yeah,
attacking
but
her
it-
because the fleet's
yeah.
not going to go into the.
The your horde is a
Yeah, I suppose I'm done.
raiding Viking fleet that raids the.
Alright.
Alright.
Well, you don't have to be. Just ask. I can't think of anything else to do. So.
Yeah, I mean, it probably diminished their numbers, but at the same time, like
Reason
I
I'm
feel like
looking
the
at it is
humans
they don't
probably, if
belong to
anything,
anybody.
may have like 3 hordes by now because they took so many slaves.
And
So they may have just sort of
I have
broken
5
even.
points you can have.
yeah, I have 4 points that you can use if you want.
Alright, well,
Just tell me if you're using mine.
All right. So the elves make the city of mists over here, which is right near the meadow, the sacred meadow to them.
Mish?
Mists. Proper name.
Me.
Um,
Only Sean Connery lives.
Then I advanced the city to make it the most hidden city in the world. Well, kind of almost, but it's that forest in that particular area. It's just there's constant mists. Unless if you've been to that city, you can't get there, and you can't guide people there. So it's a very, very tough. They make it as safe as they can because they've seen the future a bit.
Oh. Wait. Yeah.
They can see a turn ahead, and they know there's a lot of human bad stuff about to happen. The Wood Elves become kind of more resistance fighters against oppressive elements and such, especially in that city. And then I advance the Wood Elves to become the best archer ranger types in the world.
Yay!
Hey, that actually helps my
That
character.
works well, 'cause we're friends with them.
Yay.
alright.
Yay, we're friends
I'm
with
still-
Robin.
Oh.
I rolled a
Oh,
lot.
I know, I'm just...
No, it's okay. We'll just take our time before Brian's turn. Because we can.
And then I'm going to go ahead and have them, they basically are using their precognition and stuff to try to figure a way to strike at the humans. And so they launch a sneak attack, like there's slave trains bringing new slaves from the front over to the capital where they're going to become bound.
Alright, that's the only place they can become bound.
And so they actually, the rangers come in,
Isn't that
they
right?
help.
No, they can do
Oh, we
it
just
anyway.
talked about that?
No, that was for
Sorry,
being
sorry, what?
unbound. There was
Yeah, there's a certain route that you follow to get unbound. Anyway, sorry, what did you say?
Oh, what they're doing is like some slaves that have yet to be bound
Ah.
en route to the human capital, they take a bunch of them
Mhm.
and then basically take them to the forest. So they've taken a bunch of what were going to be fodder and free them.
to their part of the forest.
Yeah, well, you're part of the forest too. I mean,
We're
our
not
part.
so keen on humans in our part of the forest.
Then they'll be
Yeah.
their forest.
Humans are criminal.
They'll probably be kind of like, okay, we freed you. It'd be nice if you catch a boat someplace, you know.
And the thing is that
There is-
there's naval dominance all along. The Vikings dominate these coasts.
Yeah, Vikings are.
Like,
Well,
and basically, you just need to go to the shore, wave your hand in the air, Vikings show up, and they're like, hey, want to go to Great Bridge and be free? Oh, you're already free. Want to join us and go pillage a bit? Or, go back to our sacred city.
And
City?
they're
Oh, the Secret
also
City isn't owned by the Vikings.
they're going to try to keep
Separate.
this quiet, but they've seen the future, and they're going to just kill some slaves, just because they see what a threat the humans are. So they're
killing bound slaves?
yeah, they're killing bound slaves because
Oh.
they've seen that it may be the only way to stop them.
Is there-
So.
Do bound slaves look different than unbound slaves?
Yeah. Do
Wouldn't
they have like a
imagine so.
collar?
You might be able to
Is
magically
the
detect it
ritual-
somehow.
Well,
They
they
are?
dreamed, so they're like,
Yeah.
those ones are bound slaves, kill.
They what?
They probably have a dreamer pointing out who's bound and unbound.
And they had to raise an army to do this. But yeah, I'm good.
Is that anti-magic city still existing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a good place for the humans to go
Okay.
because I assume that their slave binding stuff doesn't get past the magical shell. So that's like the one
Do
place they're
they
leaving
know
alone.
about that city?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
Oh yeah.
Shoot.
Well,
I
it's
was like,
like
can we lure them there?
I made it on top of an old city.
No, they just stay away.
It's
We
kind
need
of
to figure out how they
part
do
of
that.
the slave route. It's part of it's.
Oh yeah, right.
If we can figure out how it's made.
You don't want to
What's-
be mage there. Even a slave mage, don't go with that on the slave route.
Yeah, there's a kind of a frigid,
There's
but
Inquis-
I imagine that there's
Inquisition.
a kind of a frigid relationship between the Alliance consulate where all the slave freeing goes on and the witch hunters, and they like.
It's
Oh,
Could
that's
be
the
worse.
witch hunting place. I missed
Yeah.
that part. Okay.
seriously, if you have magic, don't go there. Or at least don't use it so people.
The humans plan they're gonna save the whole world, and then like once they have a billion armies, and then they can sacrifice, then they'll finally take that place over. So that's a long
I guess,
term
like-
goal.
People who were an actual army.
Mm.
They still.
I don't intend to take them
fighting.
over during this world building, but I'm just saying, like, any human who thinks about it is like, okay, in 200 years when we rule the world, then we can throw our regular armies at that place and take
If
it over.
anybody has points to spend, by the way, Allenway survived that entire turn of history. Just saying. What?
So maybe it's gotten built up.
Oh! I know what I wanted to do.
What?
It was going to be my last free catastrophe.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so here's what
I
happens.
thought we couldn't do
The gnomes?
I did say that, but whatever. Let's
Yeah,
just do
anyway,
it.
say it again.
Well, it was.
No,
You know that rolling dwarven city?
Yeah.
For a long time, basically since it was made, the gnomes have been coveting this thing because
I
they're
would
like,
imagine so.
we're nomadic. There's a nomadic city. We want this thing.
Yeah.
And they've been taking their time, sneaking gnomes under illusion spells into that thing. Basically, so that they disguise themselves as
the door.
dwarves.
Yeah.
They're not.
Doppelganger.
They're not doppelgangers, but they are the best at diplomacy. They are the best.
Yeah.
They've been creating factions among the dwarves, with a view towards eventually, having a coup d'état and keeping a few dwarves around to run the machines because they don't really understand that.
Yeah.
But they're
They could
planning on
probably get some
taking it over,
nameless to run it though.
and they put their plan into action.
Let the idea idiot dwarves running this
Except,
thing.
the dwarves are more resistant than they thought because the dwarves hate everybody. It turns out that a whole bunch of people are doppelgangers. And the whole city descends into chaos. You have gnomish intrigue, you have doppelgangers everywhere, you have dwarves fighting dwarves because they think that they aren't actually dwarves, and the city runs amok. No one's in control of it. Different groups keep getting control of it and steering it a different way. It's a city of constant war and intrigue right now.
Well,
All right.
Wildly. Oh no! Oh no, no, it's going this
But
way.
that's what it is. Every once in a while, people come together. It's like, oh crap, we're gonna go in the ocean. All right, we're gonna ally to try to turn this way. Okay, don't kill each other.
I like that. All right. Yeah.
You might as well cut your own throat before going there. But there are enough interested groups that they just keep on fighting and no one can ever get.
So
Now it
where-
really
where
does
is
make
it
sense
right
why they run over small towns. It's
Yeah.
just like no one's in control of that thing, and it's just like
Okay. Well,
Even big towns have to be worried.
I
It's only
have-
for a few minutes.
I have 15 points. I'm gonna bank them.
So did you take our points or not, Brian?
I haven't taken anyone's points. If you want to give them to me, I have nothing to lose by taking them. So,
Will you bank them?
yes.
Well, I'll just bank them for you, and maybe I'll think of something I want.
We'll find that. All right.
Well, I'll see what I have left over next turn.
No, 15 is not enough for what I need.
How many points do you need?
Yeah, how many do you need, Brian?
Let me see. I gotta do 2 purifications. That's 8.
well. Also, if I know a bit about your plan, you probably want to wait for the humans to.
Yeah.
You need my turn to have happened before.
Yeah. I need the Conan. I need there to be the actual.
That has
trigger.
to have gone off first.
Yeah.
So that's gonna happen on my turn.
Can you use
Mika's
any
turn.
of the knights to reduce cost? Can you use the belts of the earth to reduce
It's
cost?
not the cost. I actually.
It's just delaying.
it's-
Well,
it's
either way, he's
delaying,
gonna bank it.
But
So
I'm gonna need a huge amount anyway, even with reducing costs.
Yeah.
So, because I gotta create like a bunch of sub races,
gonna be
two,
interesting?
possibly more. Yes, it's going to be interesting. I think I might be able to use. I still have a free catastrophe, which I think I could possibly needle into the Civil War. That might help, but yes, I'm banking my 50 points. Carry on.
Are you gonna do it next turn?
Possibly. Probably.
Here, have 11 points.
Okay.
Alright.
Okay, your turn.
All right.
I think that'll be
You want to give half to John, maybe, so you can crush more stuff with the humans? Okay.
Is this human?
That is the ruins of.
That's actually in the Underdark.
Yeah.
It was down.
There's a hole
That
there.
one's
Man
sunk.
saves.
And what about this one?
That is the human capital. It is a great ancient city that has. I don't think it's ever fallen.
No,
Why did the stupid humans build their capital in my garden?
because it was a nice place.
Yeah.
Yep.
It is ruined.
So the humans will. Let's see. I don't want them to take
We're gonna beat them up.
Valneva because it's sort of an interesting place and they'll just wreck it.
And plus, they can't get at it really.
Yeah.
There's Titan wastes here. There's this impassable chasm, and they'd have to go across the Great Bridge to get at.
It's a
What's
great.
this
It's a
Titan?
great.
I guess I have enough to do
stomping
4
around
command
destroying
civs, so
It's
I can lay siege to. I don't want to take this either, but I'll lay siege. This will be the last thing I guess I'll do in this order. They'll take this Dragonborn city unless you want me to stop.
Yeah, that's why I put the Dragonborn City there.
They'll take this Dragonborn city.
Oh no, the horror!
I love them so much.
They'll take the Grey Wall unless you object to that.
Nope. That.
Because they'll be
There's
gone
also
later
a
and
place
you can rebuild it.
I mean, by the way, the Oblin make terrible slaves. You enslave them, and they're like, "We need to close the chasm."
And then the humans are like,
You hit them with a whip, and they're like, "We need to close the chasm."
like, don't you understand? There are rules you have to follow as a slave.
You might be able to just be like,
Yes.
the humans might just be like, okay,
Yes,
that's
and
fine.
it's lawful to close the cat. Like the Oblin follow.
They're
Their,
frustrated.
they don't really. They don't really.
At which
they-
point they just get chained up and used for
Yeah,
fun.
Basically, they have a concept they learned from the Pan-Oblin that it's okay for humans to be the way they are. They're not like they've finally worked their way around the concept of other people not being as lawful as they are. But yeah, they just don't care.
We need to close the chasm.
Well, the humans will probably leave them mostly alone, except just that they'll hook them all up as pain and death receptacles, and then be like,
And then just
they're
leave them
probably
to do
not
their
worth.
job.
They're not really worth the trouble. So
Well, carry on with what you're doing.
Yeah. Well,
They just die every once in a while.
well, they are members of the Grey Bridge Alliance. Like they view the Grey Bridge Alliance as one of the things on the charter is closing the chasm. So
Oh,
they're behind the Grey Bridge
So
Alliance.
presumably, whenever they get bound, they just kill themselves.
They're not suicidal.
But that would thwart the armies.
Well, they figured eventually they might be free. So
I think the
mostly-
humans have probably worked around
like,
that
if-
problem.
I suppose.
Once the humans have them
Yeah.
enslaved, they'll basically be passive non-resistance.
If the humans can convince them that the humans were heading that way in order to close the chasm, they might be able to.
Why are you supporting the humans?
I'm not. I'm just thinking. What would
Well,
I do if I was a
in
human?
any case, the humans take Grey Wall. The humans take the Dragonborn city. The humans lay siege to Sarunia, but they haven't taken it at the time that they're going to get spanked.
Is that a Viking?
That's the holy city.
That's the
So they attack it.
fairy
Oh,
lady.
okay.
And they're making serious inroads. It's close to falling, but it's not going to fall.
Thank you.
And they take Freeport, and the city as they're taking Freeport, the city ends up lighting on fire, and it's a big disaster and whatever. The tree
Oh no, the tree
is about to burn down or something. I'll just leave it in that
Well,
state.
a tree that big, it's gonna just it'll burn the outside edge of it, but it's not gonna. It takes
Yeah.
a long
Might
time to
kill
it.
burn a
I
red.
kind of
there's lots
imagined
have,
this
like, arson
Freeport
damage.
is coming up right to the edge of Grey Bridge, so there'll be like alliance, street to street fighting.
They're all getting ready.
They're mustering, and they've collected up so many slaves and armies now. They're mustering to take Grey Bridge, and basically once they take Grey Bridge, they've got the world. So the
Vikings
It is the
coming.
biggest.
The battle for the world.
And there's like
Fire.
there is a
The Vikings
huge
are coming
fleet,
over.
doing little sorties and bombarding.
I think
the
Lightbringers
humans.
in the canal
Yeah.
with its good side facing there.
Yeah, and you've got the Viking horde, the Grey Bridge fleet, and the Elven fleet, and Lightbringer. So basically, the naval power is all in that.
There's no Elvish fleet. There's just Lightbringer.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's the
oh,
fleet does.
and some rock come.
Then they say Vrock.
I'm a fraud!
That's
Humor him because he's frankly the toughest fighter of us.
And like legends of the humans have now like they basically own this part of the world. Their armies are ridiculous now, right? They're mustering to cross here. They're mustering to cross here. They're threatening to. They're gonna take this bridge and they're gonna take the shifter jungles. Like basically, they're poised to conquer the world in the next 10 to 20 years.
No.
And it's up to Robin to stop them. Oh wait, no, it's Mika's turn.
Yeah, Nika.
Oh, wait, you
Yes.
didn't do anything.
Oh, wait.
Oh, sorry.
It is my turn.
Oh, I thought. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Doesn't go John, then Mika.
I was like, come on.
No. I just thought it'd be funny to have Robin say it.
Why would that be funny, Brian? You don't think I'm capable of saving the world?
You've got like little cow people.
I'm the sand mages who particularly don't care about anybody else, but
I just want to see the cow people try and save the world.
You should totally make mushrooms.
if
For Minecraft, yeah.
you never say that.
Mushrooms.
The cows, they grow shrooms.
They're really stupid.
Yeah. They have mushrooms growing off of them, and when you melt them, it gives you mushroom soup.
See, this is what happens when Swedish people make games.
Yeah.
I bet that game. I bet Minecraft code doesn't have any comments either. Sorry, BioWare joke.
Either it's all
So-
like.
Bork, bork, bork. I should write some comments.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, BioWare programmer.
Yeah.
Then push it back to dice and engineer.
Designers wouldn't necessarily get.
Okay.
How does he like doing that?
Joke.
The Dragonborn build a city. Actually, I'm gonna make their city. Dragonborn build a
Get
city
the Jira taken down.
down here.
It's insulting.
Between those two lightning struck areas.
What is that?
Dragonborn?
It's a Dragonborn city.
Oh, there's some
They're getting
dragons
around.
here.
Yep.
How many dragons?
Are they friends?
Born?
No, these are
like
these
dudes
are
of
ordinary salt dragons who were
They're not
kind of
ordinary. They're the sons of Morag.
the sons of Morag, and
They're not-
they don't
they're
follow
not
Tarek.
No, they
And
sure don't.
And that's very
the
important.
sons
They
of
don't even know
Tarek are
about Tarek.
very
Yeah.
left
they
before
don't
that
like
happened.
people who don't know about Tarek.
Yeah, it's very important.
It's very important.
No, you don't understand. It's very, very important.
Would they try to teach the dragons about Tarek? That's what I want to know.
Evangelical.
No, they're not so much evangelical. Like they'll explain it to anybody who wants to hear about it, but they're kind of like, we follow Tarek, we know Tarek. This is very important, and everyone else is like,
Dragons are like, why
okay.
Are
And
you
they're like,
draconic?
yeah, like
Are you
it's just
anyway?
really hard to talk to them. They aren't aggressive. They won't wander into your house and take your stuff, but they tend to have disagreements with people because no one else follows Tarek, and they're like,
And therefore,
why should we have to explain it to you? It's Tarek. And then they fight.
Okay, I'm going this way now.
And they do have some kind of honorable combat is part of it and all of that.
Is it
so.
like if you don't say the right phrase or if you don't hold your hands the right way, you've offended them in some serious way and then they
Kind
kill you?
Kind of.
No, they challenge you to an honorable duel.
Right.
And
And
then they
you're
kill
just
you. And
like,
then
you
they
don't
kill
even know
you,
what's going on.
Yeah. But they're not bad people.
Right.
No.
Very
Tarek.
strange.
They're just weird. They're like kind of like Klingons.
Kind of. And what else should I do with my last points?
Like the Tarek meets you in the street after he challenged you to the duel, and like you don't even know that you've been challenged, and he's like, "Why have you not brought weapons?" And then he kills you.
Oh, the Harriers are going to raise an army. Like, I'm going to say that this has happened a long time ago. Essentially, the Harriers have a mercenary army. Like, the pirates amount to an army.
they sort of gather them together.
Hey, I have
Well,
gold.
all these mercenary units existed, but now we've got to get them together and do something with it. That's really.
Oh no.
Oh.
There are all these mercenary units.
Yeah.
I'm basically spending points on that now.
Oh.
So
I have gold.
they don't really have.
Stolen from the
Yeah,
humans.
anyone with gold can get enough Harriers to do some damage, basically. And if you wipe them out, then the Harrier population has been diminished because they're a bunch of kind
The
of
shifters don't
idiots
have
who
they live in the
fly
jungle. They like
in
nature.
unreliable machines.
The shifters don't have gold. They live in the jungle. They like nature.
Are we ever gonna do
You have
the
these
lich
flowers.
thing or?
I'm gonna do that after.
Okay.
I'm gonna do that after. So I know, like,
We're gonna
basically,
split that.
basically the slaver humans are gonna be very diminished to like maybe one
Yeah.
city, and that's where I'm gonna do the lich thing.
Okay.
The dogs are like,
Alright, so the Conan strikes on a young boy who was taken as a slave, and it had his family taken as slaves, and they were killed because, they were tied to
Is he
some.
a slave?
He's a slave too. And they actually, and part of the humans, depravity is that they also have gladiatorial combat they enjoy. So he gets put into gladiatorial school, and of course he learns.
You could link a gladiator slave to another slave, and then if he's a good fighter, he gets another one next
The gladiators are linked to each other.
Everybody dies.
Oh!
That would just be a
There's no
prank
way.
to play, right? Like he's sending a guy out there to fight a guy. It turns out he's tied to that guy, and he's like, I win!
And the crowd goes wild.
So he eventually makes his escape and gets his buddy, he finds some friends, and goes on a quest for revenge. And eventually,
What's his name?
he's the Conan.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's the Conan. We can call him the Conan. John can name him something else in history, but he's infused with the spirit of destiny, and he sneaks into the capital city and kills the queen.
Or so it seems.
Or so it seems. But he climbs the great whatever edifice or temple or palace, and she's exhorting her followers, and comes up behind her and chops off her head and throws it at them.
How many times? How many people is she linked to?
None.
None.
Actually, yes, none.
She's immortal
And,
on her own.
and also, she doesn't go in for that sort of thing.
Yes,
I'm confused. She's not a snake, is she?
Yeah.
she's
Oh,
the
this
snake.
is a snake.
Yeah,
the
the
serpent
snake,
queen.
the serpent queen.
Her name
What do
actually
you call? What do
very
you internally
old.
call her?
Actually, her name.
What's that?
What do you internally call the Conan?
Conan the Barbarian.
Her name is actually Andra.
I thought that was funny.
Andra
So she
Handbar.
wasn't linked to any of the.
No, she had no links.
No, but she's only pretending to be dead.
Yeah. I have a
Um,
plan for her. It involves her.
so she's
Oddly
cast into
enough, a lot of
some.
my plans seem to involve powerful beings faking their deaths.
Yeah.
But anyway.
So she's cast into some pit, and people are shocked, and
She's been holding the empire together
Yeah.
for X number of years. Long,
all sorts of
time.
infighting starts happening, and different nobles
Well,
grab their personal immortal armies and start fighting other nobles' personal immortal armies and assassins, and all kinds of stuff breaks out.
Civil War breaks out.
Yeah. At the same
What an
time,
opportunity.
the phoenixes, sort of out of the fires of the city of Freeport, they emerge, reborn, and
You see at the tree?
they come and save the tree. Basically, wherever there was fire,
It's cheaper if they save the tree.
Yeah.
Because there's
My
no
letter
energy.
will help them.
yeah.
Mm.
I don't even know how to count up the points for
Oh,
this.
but we have to roll to see whether he dies to save the tree.
I would say it's
Sir
your
Leonard
line.
is safe now.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway, so wherever there were fires in the city, a phoenix is reborn out of it, and it consumes the fire, and the phoenixes
Where's illness?
use their mystical
what happened
powers
to the canal?
of love and artistry to break,
Inspire.
to inspire, and to they I guess they Care Bear the
See, the opponent aren't the worst thing.
There's no
they Care Bear and break the slave link, and the combined armies of the Grey Wall and the effects of the Phoenixes drive the humans back from the bridge and from Freeport.
So they break the slave link just locally, like not like across the whole empire.
Yeah, like where they were able to affect it, because they're basically personifications of love and or like love.
Plus the
Sir Leonard.
tree.
Yeah.
It was always key to the slave fruit there,
Yeah.
where they
Oh yeah, the Leonard
Oh,
juice.
The Leonard juice. So the power of the Leonard. Leonard's love.
Sir Leonard's love.
Yeah.
This is the most disturbing part of the movie.
The great threat to the world is ended by
Did they-
love.
Well,
Did
not
they just
exactly
go give-
ended, but
Come on, you need a hug. He's like, yes, I do.
See them as singing, leading these forces, and
In song.
magic,
Or like-
magic fire wreathing everybody, and it just
Yeah.
falls down on an immortal, and he's just like, oh crap, I'm not immortal anymore. And
He starts having self-doubt and
yeah.
I don't know how many points that was. I had 13 to spend. But that's about all I needed to accomplish.
I think that's an event.
Yeah, that
That's,
sounds like an event.
Yeah.
That's a big event.
Yeah, with kicking the humans out, it's probably a 7er.
Okay.
So what is the status of the humans now? There's still lots of them, but
there's
they're
still
They still own. They
their
still own
queen
these
has
cities.
died.
They're in civil war, so they're fighting amongst themselves. They're sort of easy picking. I think they're going to fall apart. I'd love to see them be driven back because, like, these guys might or shatter.
And killing the
I've
queen
got
is
some
probably
plans in this
another
area
event.
here, so like don't destroy all the cities, but
yeah,
other than
probably.
that,
Minor
I'll
or
say
major.
probably a
What did you
4
say?
because I guess
some
Well, I guess
civil
it's
war
Civil
area
War.
here, so
It's fine if
wreck
it's 2
those
7s
cities,
because that's
but
6 and 6 because both
rest
were
can-
helped
yeah,
by
you can start
-1.
pushing
So that would
back
leave
and
me with
stuff,
1
but-
point left over, and that's
probably fine.
perfectly
Yeah.
fine. Carry on.
Yeah. So the humans are totally fracturing.
Disarray.
Yeah.
I need to go be mom, so me.
You want me to go be a mom?
Well, no,
She probably just needs to be soothed.
no. She needs someone to rub her back, sing her song. She's not feeling good. It's fine. Give me for now.
I rolled well. Rich level 11 plus a 4 plus a 3. So that's going to be.
Yay,
It's going to be an 18. You got 18 points to spend. Time for some smash. I don't know what to do.
Well, there's
Drive the humans back. They're
Yeah.
weak.
Yeah, if the dwarves take this back, that screws over the humans because they're suddenly cut off.
The
Mm.
dwarves will definitely take that back. The dwarves are mad.
Oh, I wonder if what's his name
Now,
in the tower can
The,
come
hu-
and
the humans,
yes, ride his
even
cavalry,
though they're-
skeletal cavalry,
even
out
though
to
the
save the day for you.
humans are what's the word I'm looking for?
The undead over.
Oh, actually, the humans probably don't have too much stationed here, so they're probably. I mean, even they still.
There's all these ancient forts
Yeah.
from back in the olden days. I don't know how if they've been refurbished or what have you.
well, they're kind of like all the fortifications of the mountain range. Wait, are these fortifications human fortifications?
Yes,
Yeah.
they were originally built by humans facing the mountains.
They were rather.
But this is
smushed
we're just
by
talking about the
dwarves.
city, the
Oh,
dwarven
okay,
city
yeah.
of human zone.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah. No.
You may actually need to. Well, whatever. I guess you can. I was saying you may need to actually raise a horde to kill the humans, and have it be like a barely win because they're still immortals, right?
Yeah.
But on the other hand, I'm happy to see the humans lose. So
Mm.
Yeah.
whatever.
I mean,
Of course.
there's mercenary armies flying around there.
And the dwarves have lots
well,
of
they'll probably help take back the mongrel lands.
Yeah.
and the dwarves have got to have some kind of advantage for fighting in their own death trap cities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could just say that they raise an army, they fight, the humans lose, but the dwarves lose their army too.
Yeah.
That seems
Yeah,
about right.
that sounds good to me. So that's command civilization.
Guerrilla warfare.
And then just-
suck for
yeah.
the humans in there.
Repopulate the city, I guess.
Well, they were mostly slaves.
Oh yeah, so they freed them.
Yeah, they freak.
Right, drat, we're still hooked up to these guys.
And they're like, but some of them aren't dwarves. They're like, all right, we free all the dwarves. You other guys, I don't know, are they're slaves now, or
Well,
they?
no, they'd be bound slaves, so the dwarves would go.
That's true. They'd probably kill them because that would hurt the humans.
So that leaves me. So yeah, they
It really is.
didn't really
There aren't
take
a lot of
back
good guys
the
in
con,
this.
but they
Yay, I'll help
drove
you
the humans
free
out
ourselves.
at least.
Go dwarves, go humans. Yay.
Just the phoenixes.
Why are you coming
So
back
what's
here
going on with
today?
Whitehawk? Are the humans there or what?
So
It's
bad,
human
so
controlled right
bad.
now.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
human repopulated,
It was
actually.
repopulated? Okay.
Voidhawk? Or what are you talking about?
Voidhawk,
Yeah, Voidhawk is Voidhawk is populated. This is a human
Yeah.
taken city.
Boyhawk is a
These two are
major
still
slaving
human.
center.
It is, yeah.
It controls the bugbearers.
Well-
Although they're probably revolting now.
The dwarves are gonna raise a
think they were
horde
that
and
bad.
try to take
I mean, a
Boyhawk.
little bad smelling.
If you
but-
want, we could say that the Dreamers, when they were killing all the slaves and stuff, specifically were trying to get all the things that were the immortal, like the taking away the immortal status of the people of Whitehawk to make that easier.
Sure.
It turns out that was the case.
Alright.
Now, this is a major city, so even with that all together, it seems like I want the dwarves to win, but it seems like a pretty big.
Yeah.
It'd be a pretty even fight.
I figured that's where the splinter group would end up.
Oh.
You said you wanted a city left?
I did want a city left.
That
Yes.
seems like a good place to have.
That
It's
seems
got
like
a lot
it.
of history to it.
Yeah.
So you might have. How about instead take this city? It's in the mountains.
Yeah. The dwarf or the dragonborn.
Yeah.
I don't know. The dwarves do like Boyhawk.
Oh wait, they originally made Boyhawk.
Yeah.
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 That
But
was,
it's in the
that one's
middle
been
of the
bouncing
plains.
back and forth between dwarves and humans, enslaving each other, and then
For
turning into
centuries.
zombies and killing everybody, and then getting hit by lightning. It's
It
it's
can
actually
be.
kind of a hole by now.
Yeah, I mean the city
It's tradition.
the city that's left over with
That's
the
right.
immortal slavers. I want there just to be one city left over,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it could be. It could
I think
be anywhere.
Boyhawk is really cool for it.
But it also makes a lot of sense that the dwarves would do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a very central place, though, too.
Does that make it good for your purposes?
No, it makes it bad because they kind of want. I want them to
So maybe.
So then-
because I want them to be like.
Yeah.
I want them to be there, but like not have much power, and so like if they're isolated, that also makes it hard.
Well,
Like,
then yeah, then that'd be perfect.
Then
Just
the
say,
same.
yeah, just be left
Yeah.
over with the
Okay.
dragons.
So you can retake Boyhawk then. I suppose.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to take Boyhawk.
And should we say that basically
It uses up a
that
horde.
uses up their horde to do
Yeah.
it because it's still hard to hurt the humans.
Yeah.
But they take it.
And I'm gonna raise an army again. Not to go to war, but just so that there's an army in Boyhawk.
Yeah.
And that leaves me with 2 points, which I'm willing to give to Brian if he wants to.
Not sure if I'll need them, but
Well, just let me know.
actually I might. So.
It depends on how you roll.
Yeah. It depends on how I roll. Right?
Yeah.
I'll take it. All right. Would it be okay if the elves? They're not going to actually. They're basically going to. I was thinking that the elves would lead, make their army a horde, and attack the capital and try to kill the worst slaver people, basically.
This capital up there.
Yeah.
I'd be alright with that.
Does that ruin any plans?
I got plans in this area.
Okay.
Up there, I'm okay with.
All right. Then we go ahead and we raise an army. Well, we turn our army to a horde. Then we're commanding that to go and attack the capital. And they actually, it's not like they occupy it or anything like that. They go in, they kill a bunch of bad people. They take things, very, very specific things, with dreamers often saying, that's it, that's what we need. And so they strategically loot, and the whole thing is kind of like, even though they have a horde, it's kind of like a hit and run.
Surgical strike.
Yeah, they come in out of the woodworks, from hiding from woods and stuff like that. They do their operation, and then they boogie out of town.
Elves are so
It probably still take a lot of casualties because there's a whole bunch of immortals in the capital.
Should
Yes,
they
but
be
they're not
downgraded to
fighters.
an army at that point?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're not fighters though. They may be immortal, but they're like congressmen
Oh, it's like
and
the
stuff.
nobles
Like,
and
oh, an army.
Do you think?
I think the capital would be fairly well.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'd have guards.
Especially considering that the queendom is falling into a civil war.
Right, so they've been fighting against each
Yeah.
other. Like, I'm assuming these guys are just fighting like crazy right now. And that's even why. That's why people are kicking their butt because they're spending their time fighting each other.
Yeah.
If they were a united front, like no one would be
Yeah.
able to stop them.
They re-raised the horde back to toward status, and they also sent an expedition to Valvania. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to find the ritual in Valvania. So they go, they send an expedition to the Underdark. Very few people come back. It's a complete failure of an expedition, and they have horror stories of what the Drow are doing down there. Because so far, not many people know about even what's going on there. But they spread.
What's so bad about the drow again?
They have the worst offensive magic available. Like underground, they're the stuff of nightmares.
They're the people who tried to murder every human
in the world.
in the world
And since
during
then,
the large.
That's
And
not
they've been
fun.
working on
And the
their
people,
killing.
and the Drow down there still think that was a damn good idea.
Yeah. And they're not entirely wrong.
But that's it.
Humans are like building a floor over the hole. Yeah.
Humans would never kill every animal, just enslave them all.
Alright, let's see. Let's see.
So how many points do you wind up with?
Well, I'm at
22.
26 plus 2 is 28 plus 5 is 33. Let's see now.
If that's not enough points.
I think it's enough. I think it's enough.
Well, just sub races are expensive.
Some
in
races are
history.
freaking expensive right now.
So-
I am using a legendary entity to make them, so.
I hate to say this but it's after 9:45.
Yeah.
And actually, I should have said this
Right.
before Ferret's turn, but I forgot. So
Yeah.
I feel bad for you, Brian, but we do. Yeah, we should end. 'cause
Oh, well.
Shine has work
We
tomorrow.
can play now.
Sorry.
What happens next?
I guess we'll find out next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad we're doing
Find
this
out
every
next
week.
time.
Oh,
So, I have 33 points and no bonus.
I dropped a pearl.
Don't get blood on it.
Well, that was an exciting week.
I already dropped it. It's okay to be bled on now. And it's not black. Maybe something
Don't get
good will
blood and
happen.
ink on it.
Ooh, yeah.
Well, I guess I'll spend the next week min-maxing my my intention.
yeah, you'll finish your turn and wind up with more points. Yeah, now I have 50 points for next turn.
No, this is basically. I think this will be the last term I actually need, and the rest will just be.
I mean, we seem to be running low on
Yeah,
ideas
everyone
anyway.
else seems to have
Yeah.
pretty much run out of
Well,
ideas.
I
And
still
I
have
just
stuff to
need to
do.
do this.
I just need to wait till the humans, till near the end. I need to
Till
wait
the
till the
humans
end.
are under
Because I want
corral.
this to be recent history
Yeah.
for.
That's why I'm
That's
doing
that's
this.
pretty much everything that's going on.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's recent history.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
I mean,
the reason I
within
had to wait
the
until
last
now.
10 years.
yeah, I think the
recent
state of the
history.
world. It sounds like this will be
Yeah.
like the world recovering.
Well, maybe what you could do is change the order and let Sean go and then you could go. If that's the thing that's holding. I don't know.
Basically, I'm doing stuff, but I don't actually have anything I need to do anymore.
All I want to do, I just have one last thing to do, and that's just once the humans are seriously toasted, do
Well,
one
my
thing with them.
my
I should
turn
do
is
this
basically
before
going
the
to
humans are
take
toasted.
these out of the fight up there.
Is
Right.
there? Jeez.
So it's pretty much mop up the mongrel lands. I mean, so, you know, and maybe during the campaign that's still happening.
Yeah, that could be during the campaign that the Mongols are retaking those cities. And they've lost their slave links and stuff.
Yeah. Actually, that would be a great
Wait.
thing to have going on during the campaign, where the Grey Bridge Alliance they're the good guys, but they're busy.
Not really yet, but you could also make it to the Great Bridge Alliance is rebuilding because they just fought that Titanic
They've
big
been
battle
having to
right
hire
there.
some heroes to go. You
Or
know,
they're starting to
kill some
fracture now
humans.
because the thing that they allied together to fight is falling apart.
Well,
good.
actually,
That's
the
not what
Great
we
Bridge
had.
Alliance wasn't their core reason for alliance was the Great Bridge. You know, like
Unless someone destroys
But
that.
it still might be cool to just say that
Then
the
they have
stress
to
of
build
this is,
Yeah.
you know, it is causing maybe some tears in the alliance
Yeah.
or some.
Because we didn't sign up for this.
Yeah.
You know.
But yeah, they
But-
could make it open with war here.
or
Nice
they're starting to look at their charter again, because originally their charter was keep the canal open, close the keep the huge disaster from ever happening again, free the slaves was the third. I think those were the three central things.
That
Close
sounds
the chasm,
reasonable.
free the slaves, and keep the canal open.
I might have my character be a soldier in the Great Bridge Alliance. Like he'd live in a jungle, but
That makes sense.